Hello, and welcome to my live stream. Today, I'm very, very happy. Okay, apologies. I did not announce I'm going live, but please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I'm just waiting for a few people to join in. Then you're going to be introducing our today's guests because today we're having an interesting conversation where we're going to be talking about the realities of being a full-time content creator. Not just any content creator, but the dream job of being a full-time traveler and creating content. So hi, thank you. I can see someone has joined. I'm so happy. It's been a minute since we did a live stream. I've actually not done a live stream since I came back to Kenya. And yeah, so please share in the comment section. Also, how am I supposed to share this? Okay. Yeah, so interestingly, today I have an amazing guest for you guys to enjoy a good chit chat, and she's gonna join in a few. I'm just waiting for a few of you guys to join in. Otherwise, how have you been? As you come in, please hit the like button. Tell me where are you watching me from, and yeah, I hope you have been enjoying some good short behind videos that were shot some while back, and today we're gonna have a good one. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's been watching my videos. I see you guys in the comment section. I see all of you. So anyway, yeah, we have our first person finally to type. We have Farming with Tech. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone who's joining. Tell me where you're watching me from for a minute before I add my today's guest, because today we have an interesting conversation. We have Coco's Beauty. Thank you so much, guys, for watching from Los Angeles, California. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. And yeah, today is gonna be an interesting one. Mama Bear, hey Damaris, I love your content. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. So today, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for us to invite in our guest? She is from Ethiopia, a full-time content creator, and currently she's been exploring Europe, and I think that's enough briefing for us to invite her, and we get directly into the conversation. So in the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, can you send emojis of clapping as we invite her? Okay, just add.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm loving the introduction. It's amazing.
Yeah. I have to hype up. I should actually have started by saying Melkim Adisamet. Did I get it right?
Welcome, Adisamet. Yes.
Oh, welcome. Okay.
I'm imagining like while I come in, chap.
Pardon?
No, you know when you said like let's welcome her by like clapping emoji. So I'm feeling the clapping.
I know, right? People are clapping.
How many people are there? Like 5 of them?
Let me see. So far, can I see? I asked. Oh yeah, 7 people, 8 people are watching the live stream so
perfect.
far.
So 8 of you, hello.
Yeah, wow.
How's it going?
I'm happy
to
the Wow. This is so amazing. And as we were chatting before this, that it's so amazing that you are in the same places sometime. But first, take a pause. This live stream is beginning on a high with some super chats coming in. Thank you so much, Coco. Really appreciate. Yeah, I was saying we were at the same places, but we never got to do something in terms of content creation, which is crazy. But here we are.
Here we are. Yes. Oh my God, what did I do? I think. Oh, am I still there?
Yes, you're still there. I can hear you.
I'm still trying to figure this thing out, but it went to a smaller thing. That's why I'm trying to see if I can make it fuller like it was before.
Okay. Love Michael, thank you so much. Coco. Oh, Habesha Traveler, I love her too. You're loved. Apparently, you're famous in here.
My forehead is shining. What's happening there? Hello, forehead. Okay.
I can still hear you, but your screen.
Hi,
Wandisa is watching from South
How do I make my screen go back to where it was before?
Just undo what you did.
Huh?
I watch both of your channels religiously. Oh, you're good now. You're good now. Coco watches both our channels. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. Thank
Uh,
you. And I also have to say, Habesha Traveler, you're popping in that mustard.
and the what? Oh, on the
You're
mustard. Thank
popping.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, this
Mhm.
shirt, I actually bought this the first time I moved to Europe, and
Yeah.
it's 15 years I have this.
Pardon?
You know,
The first time.
I had this for a very long time. Thank
Okay.
you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
So
taking the
how
compliment.
tell us your story. When did you start this dream job of traveling?
Well, as you know, it never starts as a job. It just starts
Yeah.
as a hobby.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, ever since I was a child, I mean, us growing up and being born and raised in Africa, like you see lots of white people coming as a tourist and to visit our countries and everything, right? So every time I see those tourists, I would ask, who are these people? And they would say they're tourists. And I always
Yeah.
said, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be a tourist. So as a child, I didn't even know what the hell a tourist was, but I knew it was people going out there, going to different places and having an adventure. And I thought it was a job title. So I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be a tourist.
Tourist.
Kids were saying they wanted to be a doctor, engineer, and I used to write I wanted to be a tourist. And
Wow.
and since then, I went to lots of places like how do you say I mean with the family you would go to like I don't know Sodere or Shashamene or Langano or you
Yeah.
know like Mojo, these places around Addis. And
Yeah.
you know, as a child it was fun. You know, we would go to Awash every Sunday with my family and it was really fun. But then
Mm-hmm.
I started growing up and I would kind of like put the money that you get for a pocket and I'll put it together. And sometimes I would say I'm going to auntie's house and then I'll just get into the first bus that I find and go somewhere. And it
Yeah.
was not auntie's house. And thank God it was a safe day, safe times. And it wasn't dangerous at all. So I would get, I would go visit some place nearby Addis and I would come back as a very young age. And then, yeah, I think it's just interest. It's not like you don't think about it as a job. It's just an interest, you know, something that you love to do. And then as I grew older, I started traveling and I went to so many places.
Yeah.
And I felt selfish not to share this beautiful experience with people. So I started making videos and now it has become my full-time job.
Wow, wow, amazing. You know, when you talk about your childhood, and I don't know why your audio is not fully clear, guys, tell us in the comments, can you hear us clearly? But there's this time I was following your Instagram. Was it? No, it was your live stream, I think, and you were somewhere in Addis. You went to this like four-star hotel, and it was a friend you had gone to visit, and you were sharing a story of how when you were young, you would like Skype inside this hotel, and then now you're able to go there and even like be in those
Oh yeah, that was the
places,
Hilton.
TVs and stuff.
That yeah,
Yeah.
that was the Hilton hotel. So the Hilton
Uh,
hotel, I mean, it's supposed to be like a luxury hotel, right? I mean, we can't afford to go to luxury hotels. But we used to live nearby that hotel, and
mhm.
you have to pay to go to the swimming pool there. But we can't
Yeah.
afford to go to the swimming pool there. So we would go from the back and then just, you know, go there at 6 o'clock in the morning, lay down on the chairs
Mhm.
as if we're clients, you know, we belong here. And then, you know, we're freezing our asses because 6 o'clock in the morning at Addis is cold, and you know you have to be there with your bikini because otherwise, what the hell are you doing in a swimming pool with Gabi on? So we'll
Mhm.
be freezing, but But then, by the time all the staffs are in, we're already here, like we're clients, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't even notice us. And since they're so used to seeing us there, they think like, we pay there every month or something. So when they see us, hey, and then we just go in sometimes.
Uh,
But I mean,
See, you started being a tourist long time ago.
oh, that was when we were kids, I mean, we would go with our families, like they would invite us for ice cream or something, but it wasn't like, or like once in a while we'll go to the Hilton for a swim, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like an everyday type of thing because it was expensive. For a swim, and maybe they would send us to Gion Hotel because Gion Hotel was much more affordable prices, but Hilton was really, really expensive, It was, now there's the Sheraton and other hotels, but before it was like the It Hotel when I was a kid was Hilton Hotel. So yeah, that was fun. But now I get to go there and I'm just like, excuse me, I can afford to swim here, but I won't. I'll just watch from outside.
I know, right?
Because I don't care about that anywhere anymore because I swim in better places like the ocean.
Wow, that's courageous of you to say. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very. And you? Tell me about
Okay, for me,
how you started.
I really loved traveling since I was young. Like I would say, is all those moments. But how I really knew about I really want to travel, or my like I discovered I really love this concept about traveling was after I joined campus, started learning how to swim, and I was like, you know what? I want to swim in as many swimming pools as possible. And yeah, I started chasing swimming pools in my country, going out for competitions. Then with time, I'm now even tired with the swimming pools. I can't believe I see pools and I'm like, I ain't swimming. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's the
I
same
progressed.
thing. That's the same thing
Yeah.
for me when it comes to Coca-Cola.
Really?
Oh yeah, when we were kids, okay, when
Yeah.
we were kids, we're not allowed to have Coca-Cola because first of all, it's a lot of sugar. Second of all, it was like expensive. Like you can't have Coca-Cola unless it's like some type of celebration. And when you have a Coca-Cola, like they would mix it with water, so there's like
Mm-hmm.
more for more.
Just like coffee. Okay.
And then like I become an, on my own, and I'm like the first thing like I every time I never even bought water. I would just buy Coca-Cola and I would just drink Coca-Cola all the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like meh, it's something that you're allowed to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, but something that you are allowed to have, you don't really care about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's always like the how do you say, the forbidden fruits is more exciting.
Once you have it,
Exactly.
yeah.
But how did you get into traveling or travel content creating? How did
That's
you
an
get into that?
interesting one. So after I was done with campus, I met this human being who was like, Damaris, I can show you a way in a way we can travel together. And I was like, how? And then they showed me YouTube. I used to watch YouTube, but by that time I didn't know even people make money. I mostly would watch like my university content and maybe music or just things and news. I never knew about bloggers and stuff like that. So that person introduced me to blogging, and we were to do YouTube together, and then we travel. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we disagreed, and I had to do it alone because I had already done all the study and seen how it's true. People are traveling. I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm going for it. So I started, explored the whole of my country till I was done, explored East Africa. Now been to the south. Yeah, and the journey continues like that, just one step at a time.
Yeah, it's always a step at a time.
Yeah.
I mean,
So how did you end up? What places have you actually visited? I'm curious.
well, I have been to 5 continents.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
18,
sorry.
18 country in Europe.
Yeah.
Um, two in 2 in South America. I
Mhm.
think about 5. Was it 5? India, China, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore. So like 5 in Asia, and
Yeah.
I think on I'm not going to count Egypt, because I mean, can I count Egypt? I just been there one day, like
Ah,
just one
okay.
night. That can be
Yeah.
counted, right? So if I count
Yeah.
Egypt in Africa, I only been 3 countries in Africa. So Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Egypt.
Mhm.
Djibouti I don't count because I was a child and it doesn't count. I don't remember anything. So
So,
yeah,
guys, if you have questions, you're gonna be answering them. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
so yeah, that's it.
Pardon?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I said that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone is asking. So let me ask. This is my own personal question.
Yeah.
Do you have people in your DM asking you about your dream life and how rich you are, that you now travel the world, and so
I
on?
have in my DM people asking me for money.
Wow! Wow! Really?
And I look
Wow.
at that with so much pride, and I'm like, this person actually thinks I am rich. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. They have the audacity to ask me. Me. If only they knew me
Yeah.
for money. And I'm just like, someone actually said, I'm going through this visa process, and like I'm missing some things, and I'm like, well, I don't know anything about like visa process for this country, so I don't know how to help you. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about the visa process, like I know how to handle it. I'm just missing some money. And I'm like, well, I hope you come up with that money. I know exactly what they were asking, like I was just playing it dumb, like. And then they're like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, I want you to give me 30,000 birr. I'm like, uh come now.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
like, no, they said only 30,000 birr. I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-huh. I'm like,
That
well,
is not a lot of money.
I'm just like, these people think that I grow money from the tree. I don't have a
Yeah.
house. I don't have, I have nothing. How the hell? You see, people see us traveling all the time and they think that we're just like balling. Like, no, it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. Like, no. When I used to travel before,
Mm-hmm.
like they don't see the difference between traveling and vacation. So when I was traveling before, it was more like vacation because I have my normal job. I would work, save money, and then with that money, I would go somewhere nice. I would stay in a nice hotel, and then I would eat nice food, and I will enjoy and come back home. But now we're content creators, we are travelers, we're nomads, meaning that
So,
we don't have a job. Like, this is our job. So whatever YouTube pays us or whatever people send us as a donation because they like our work and they enjoy our work is what we get. So last month I actually made only $200. So when you have only $200 and you have to make a content and you're traveling inside Europe and you have to make it, like there are days I eat only once a day. I would like travel with bus. Like the way I came from Poland to Germany was I took a bus. That was a 15-hour bus,
mm-hmm.
and I skipped meals. So they don't
Yeah.
understand these parts. Like they just see like, oh, this person is traveling across Europe. I'm like, I traveled to 12 countries in Europe for less than 4,000 euros. I can't even do that in my own country. You know what I mean? If
Wow.
I want to go to 2 cities in Addis, I would spend more than in Ethiopia. I would spend more money than that. It's
Yeah.
just like the infrastructure is different. But people see you traveling and doing this, they think you have lots of money, so they would come and ask. So when I saw that, and I'm like, and then another person also came up to, like, I have this type of I get a lots of requests like this, like oh, I have to pay for my child's school. Another one asked me for rent money. Another one asked me that his mother is in a hospital and that I should send him money. Yeah, and they're all grown ass people asking for money because they think I'm bullying, but they don't understand, like, this is our job and this is how we make money. Like, for me, if I'm going to all of these places, like, during daytime, I mean, you know this more than anyone, we're filming all
Yeah.
day, and since we have to post the video, we're
Yeah.
editing all night. We don't even sleep, and then we post, and then for the next video you have to work again. So, and then people watch it. But what people don't understand is that when they see the video, it's like, okay, when you have a television, this is how I try to explain to people. When you have a TV and you pay for Netflix, for example, you know, you're paying Netflix to watch those stories or those movies or whatever. And the people who actually the actors who act on the movie, they're getting paid. You know, the production, everything is paid. But for us, we do everything, like the production, the traveling, the food, everything. And then with all of that, when you watch a video that's made by us on YouTube, that we paid all of that expense. So when people make a donation or when people watch the videos, they're actually and they enjoy it, to give a like, to give a share, to donate money, they shouldn't feel even bad, because that's how we maintain the
The
um,
channel.
the channel, because otherwise then we won't be able to continue. Because if I wanted to do, because I wanted to start a YouTube channel a long time, because I've been traveling for 15 years, but
Yeah.
with my job and traveling, it's just impossible, because it's not like a YouTube channel that I just film myself like this at home and then click and post. Travel videos
Yeah.
are a completely different story. They're like small clips of 3 or 20 hours that you have to make into a 10-minute beautiful story to share to your followers, and minimum you have to post 3 times a week. So they don't see that. They don't see that it's a job, like, and they think just because you're traveling, you're seeing all these people places, they they actually automatically think that, oh, this person is money, give me money. I'm like, no, you
I
should give me
know.
money. You should give me money, because I am providing you with a service, which means I'm entertaining you with all of this amazing content. So if you're entertained and you enjoyed this video, that you should feel compelled to actually pay me, and instead of the other way around. I shouldn't work hard to show you something entertaining and educational, and on top of that, you have to feel that I have to pay you. So it's kind of like crazy. I get these type of requests like 3-4 times a week, and it's crazy.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
That's a big
it's
oh, I
crazy.
expected it's like a once in a while situation because
No, no, no,
oh,
no, no, no.
so that
I get
answers
this.
the question. Did you start traveling with a lot of money? I would say
What?
we are to have lots of money, really, right?
Who has a lots of money? What's a lots of money? I just told you. Like last month, I made 200
Yeah,
euros. You
yeah,
know, there's like, for me, I think when people think about traveling, they always think far. They
yeah,
always think far. So if you're like, for me, this is what I think. Traveling is about like experiencing something new. So if even if your budget is like $50, there are many things to do with $50. You
yeah,
don't have to go to another continent to experience that. Traveling is adventure, traveling is experiencing new things. How many of
yeah.
us don't know anything about our own city? You know, there's
True.
so many things to do in our own city, so many museums, so many historical sites, so many churches and monasteries, and like crazy things, and like art galleries. There's so many things to do in our own city. So I think we should start with that, with our own
Yeah,
budget,
I
and then
would
go to
say the reason. Sorry, the
and then
reason
go
why
to yeah.
the reason why I never started traveling earlier was also due to lack of information. And at times I feel like lack of information of how you want to travel, because maybe travel was shown in my eyes to be like this expensive thing. I have to spend in expensive places and stuff like that. I until I did my research and realized, you know what? Anyone can travel, you won't believe this. Okay, some people say it was a stupid mistake and I should have done that. But I came to your country with only $60 in my bank account. I just had a flight ticket that had been paid earlier, and being
Yeah.
able to make that money work out and knowing this is what I really want, I'm just like, yeah,
Oh, I want to know
you
more
can
about
do
that,
it.
because I spend way more money in my country than I would do here. And I even have a place to stay there. I don't pay for food, electricity, light, or anything. But I spend more money when I'm in my country than I would spend here in Europe. So I am
Mhm.
very curious to know how you did that.
Wow. The first 2 weeks I got surfed. Then I have to say I was very lucky to find uh the person I was couch surfing at was not at their home, so they gave me their home to stay at, and they in their normal days they would have someone come over and cook. By that time, I had not even gotten used to eating injera, but I had to, and I fell in love with it. Thank God, and I never had any side effects or stuff like that. Then from that, I had to push myself to think creatively in terms of content that I don't need to spend money. At that time, someone was telling me to go to Lalibela Church is $50 inside, just inside, not even like plus travel and accommodation and all
Yeah,
those
I
things.
know. I know. That's what
I'm
I
like,
mean.
oh
Like,
my
it's more
god,
expensive. It's more
all
expensive to
those
travel
money.
inside.
Yeah. And then I met there's actually one Ethiopian who told me, why are you traveling if you don't have money? I'm like, I've not begged yet. I didn't ask you for any
Yeah.
shilling or stuff like that. Just because I'm not able to pay maybe a certain amount of money to go to those places that you're mentioning. And then the worst thing about there's a difference between a tourist and a traveler. A tourist must has to do the touristic things. So that means they have to go to all those places that you have to pay and stuff like that. But for me, it's more of even experiencing the people, experiencing the culture, going to the markets, not necessarily. So being able to explain this to someone, they would feel like, I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
don't agree with stupid.
so that's how I was able to do it. How are you spending money in Ethiopia than in Europe?
Well, that's the thing. Like, we lost the sense of money. It's a huge problem. Like, for example, like she said, to get into a church, which is Lalibela, you have to pay $50. And to
Yeah.
go into the Louvre, which is like the biggest and the most whatever gallery and museum and palace, it's €10. So to go to Ethiopia from one part of Ethiopia to another, like inside my own country to travel, it's like maybe $90 like to fly there. But here I would pay maybe €20 in a train or €10 in a bus. So the traveling in Europe it's crazy cheaper than my own country. And then that's the thing, because in our continent we're not used to having travelers. We're used to having tourists who are
Tourist
how do you say, retired tourists, like, the older people who are retired. They saved up their money their whole life, and they just
life,
want to travel in a very comfortable way, so they pay lots
land
of
in the
money.
country, a vehicle
Yeah.
is waiting for them, take them to a
Yes,
restaurant, they eat in
exactly.
the restaurant, trans,
They pay
okay,
for
yeah.
comfort. Exactly, they
Yeah.
pay for comfort. And our travel agencies are used to that, so all the prices are accommodated to them. The hotels
Mhm.
are accommodated to them. Everything is accommodated to that. And everyone who's in the tourist, like in the travel industry, knows about those tourists. They don't know about us, like young travelers who don't have money. So when they see a tourist, they automatically think price up.
Yeah,
Me,
yeah,
I am Ethiopian, like me myself. I tried to
mhm,
organize a trip to uh, Samin Mountain, and I was already in Bahar Dar, and I
yeah,
asked a car, like, to rent the car. You know how much they asked me? They asked me
yeah,
17,000. 17,000, that's like €500 for a day
yeah.
to rent a car.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's insane. Like,
Yeah,
it's insane. With €700, like, I saw 3 countries here. Like, it's insane. So, but you don't blame them, because they're used to having this type of tourists. So like they, even me, I was a local. They're like, no, this is the tourist price and this is how, but I'm like, I'm not even a tourist. Like, I'll just take the bus. And he's like, yeah, well, you can take the bus, but this is a tourist price and everybody's the same. So it's kind of crazy, but it's how it is. It's because that we're not used to having travelers. Even if you see like a young travelers or budget travelers, you don't see a lots of that in Africa. You see them in Asia, in South America, or in Europe, because it's cheaper. There are lots of hostels. There's a lots of cheaper, transport method. There's a lot of, yeah, like there is a lots of situations that are made more easy,
Yeah.
As an Ethiopian, do you pay $50 to enter Lalibela? No, as an Ethiopian, you don't pay $50. You pay, I think, 20 birr. But for me, I don't even have to pay. Like, if I just go to church, I could just be like, I'm here to go to church.
You're going
But,
to church. Oh,
but
I actually didn't know that you guys have to pay.
but to support the tourism and to support the local, I would definitely pay the 20 birr or 50 birr, whatever it takes. Like, if I have the money, no problem, I would pay for it. Because we also have to support the city or, the community by paying these type of fees. But some fees are just insane. It's too much. Some fees are too much, especially if you are young. If you are a young traveler who don't have a lots of money and you're doing a break from university and you just want to go travel for cheap, it's impossible to do it in Africa. I love my continent. I love my country. I am all about promoting my country, but we have to fix this type of things for young people. There has to be options for both, for people who want luxury and for people who don't have money. We just have to accommodate that. Trying to put the light.
Based on that concept, that's why you find less Africans travel and more Europeans, America people travel, because systems have been put in place for anyone to be able to move from one place to another. Then an interesting question, Damaris, how do you get that? How do you get to trust strangers? Like, how are you doing your travel? I have to say, for me, let me say for me, then you tell us how you trust strangers. If you do trust strangers, that is. I feel like in the travel, there are community of travelers or people who love travels, or so it's easy to trust them, just like how you would trust maybe a system like Airbnb, or you would trust an agent, and also following your gut. That's basically how I do in terms of trusting strangers. Then you realize strangers are not as bad as you might think. What about you, Habesha?
It's the same for me. It's all about your guts, because your gut feeling you have to trust. And so far, so good. And cross fingers, touch wood, touch everything, not to jinx it. But yes, basically trusting your instincts, trusting your gut. I mean, don't put yourself in a situation where you can be like, in a bad place. I mean, you can see like some things are just. But like you said, the community is very. And I don't know, like for me so far has been, I just trust my gut, and my gut never disappointed me so far. So, but always, of course, if you can avoid, try to avoid, like don't even say, like, if you see a red flag, just trust your guts. Like there's no like, oh maybe, no, there's no maybe, like move on. Yeah,
that's so true.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I see we are 37 of us. I hope you guys are gaining value in this convo. If you wish to share, you can share this video on your community tab, on your status, and all those good places, so more people can get more content, so that we can travel, all of us, and we can share more information. Someone is asking, what model of camera are you using, and quote me a figure of the budget you used in Namibia, please. Are we talking of Africa being expensive to travel to? I have to say, for me to fly from Ethiopia to Namibia, for the flight ticket, it was something close to $400. Now,
that was actually good. Normally,
and I had to check like which is the cheapest day, stuff like that.
No,
Yeah.
normally
I
it's like thousands, you
yeah.
know. But yeah, okay, continue. Sorry.
Then from there, I have to do a COVID test. That was something close to $50. Then accommodation, Namibia. There's sorry guys, I was staying in a hostel that I thought was actually budget, and it was going for $20 a day. Something I got to learn about Botswana and Namibia is how they barely have like affordable. Let me not say affordable, cheap, because I'm always fighting with people on my channel, those who feel like affordable and cheap and expensive. Let's say something, if I go to a country and I can't find an okay place for $10, then I'm like, wow, this
Yeah,
place is expensive, you know?
yeah.
So like for Namibia, it was $20 per night. Spent there, and then food for me, I try to do as I eat as if I was eating in my country, not expensive places all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
you
from there,
can't even eat in expensive places all the time. You don't have the money, even if you want to. It's,
I know, right?
we
So
can't.
another thing
That's
about Namibia, traveling around, because I got lucky to meet YouTubers who took me around, and yeah, so that really cuts down on my cost. Otherwise, how you are supposed to explore Namibia is to hire a car or be in a team and be able to move around, because there are no public transports like
no.
that are going to places that you want to go to. Yeah, because of the population and stuff like that. So close to not, I wouldn't have survived Namibia with less than, well, let me see. $800. Yeah, $800, because I spent a whole month, so you can imagine. Yeah, it's quite pricey.
So in total, how much did it cost you?
In total,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in total, the whole trip costed me something close to 4,000 USD.
Ha. In total, for me, um, Poland, I was there for 10 days or a little bit more. It costed
Yeah.
me with my flights, 5 cities in Poland, food,
Yeah.
accommodation, trains inside, transport inside the country, because I went
Mm-hmm.
to 5 cities, no? All of that,
Mm-hmm.
it costed me $450.
Wait,
$450. Exactly. That's what I mean about like traveling in Europe and traveling in
oh
Africa.
my
It's
god!
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh
It's
my goodness!
uh-huh.
Oh, that is so affordable. Oh my goodness! I could
Yeah,
I could take out so many countries with that money. But now
yeah.
you see, the issue with me and traveling to Europe is visa. If I could find a hack or a way to get the Schengen visa, then that way I can be able to travel to several places. But oh, okay, yeah, that was my. I hope 3D World you've had a perspective. Then someone is asking, when are you thinking of getting married?
Okay, we passed that because it's irrelevant.
Yeah, wow. But let me ask, in relation to that, is if you're looking to get married and stuff to do with family, are you still gonna go on traveling, or are you going to settle and like be in one place and just be going on vacations?
Well, I mean, I can't predict the future. Yeah, but I don't know. But from my opinion, if I get married, I don't want to be doing what I'm doing now because it's crazy and it's not stable for a family. So unless my partner also likes to travel, I wouldn't be getting off and going away. Like that's why I want to do what I'm doing right now because I'm single. I don't have anyone to take care of and I don't have to be responsible to anything. So I want to do as much as I can now. And by the time I have a husband and a family, then we'll just be doing a vacation. And if he is as an adventurous person as I am, which he should be, otherwise we wouldn't even be married, but then we can travel together. But i
Wow.
would i would definitely be based in somewhere and have a stable home because traveling is not uh, for a relationship or something like that, unless the person
And that,
travels with you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get into the conversation on what are some of the things that you feel like are overrated in on photos and videos of travel that are not in the reality of travel. Like for example, you talked of the commitment that comes with travel and the hassle. Before that, let me read a comment here. So what research would I have to do to be a traveler? And I want to go to Ethiopia. So what budget would you recommend?
I let you respond to this because for me
Okay,
it's
then.
home. So you have traveled there as a foreigner, so I let you take this.
Yeah. The research you need to do as a traveler is the places you're going to be staying, connect with some people, and or if you're using an agent, then that makes things very easy. What other research? Definitely things to do when you get there, depending on what your trip is about. If you're going to explore, if you're going to maybe visit family or friends or a specific place, or if you're going for business or to research things in relation to business and investment. So you have to know what is your why, why you're visiting that place. So you have to research on the place you're going to stay, read on the reviews and stuff like that. And then okay. Yeah, basically research on how much your bank account has as well. And then what do you, my budget, a budget I would recommend for Ethiopia comfortably with no struggles and anything. You can even like catch flights whenever you feel like something close to 1,000 USD. You can have a good stay. You will enjoy everything. You'll be like blessing people with money as you walk here and there, tipping people, like yeah, that's
Depends on your lifestyle. Let's put it that
yeah,
way. Depends on your
yeah.
lifestyle. Because if you
Depends.
like expensive things, you like to eat
Yes,
out,
this is expensive.
it
Like
won't
going to
be
the
giving
Omo
money like
Valley,
this.
even going to the Omo Valley situation, it's that 1,000 USD will just fly within 1 second, you know?
Yeah. So with $1,000, I don't think you would be doing this in Ethiopia. No. Maybe like if you go for 3 days, or if you're like eating very like if you're in such like a low budget and you know how to maneuver and don't go to expensive places and avoid all of that. But knowing Addis and being in Addis, there are so many fun things to do and so many activities every day. And outside of Addis, there's so many things to do nearby and a little bit further as well. So you're going to be compelled to do so many things. So whatever money that you have, don't try to do this because you might need that money to do it on those activities that you want to do.
If you have it, please.
If you have it, but if
Okay.
you have it and it's a lot. I mean, this is for budget people I'm talking about because I'm always budget conscious and it's exhausting to be in budget. But if you have the money,
Oh,
why are we
yes.
even talking about budget? Like,
Yeah, why would you even be concerned how much money you need?
what?
I know, right?
$1,000, no problem. Get me. Only 1,000. Okay, so someone says 800 in a month is very expensive. Oh, in a month, honey. If you try to go to Harvamenja, that will be like your minimum spend. But okay. Yeah, I would say the adventure would outweigh the stress of travel.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's true?
I'm trying to understand what it means.
It means you said being on a budget is stressful.
Yes,
But when you go on this adventure, the
it would.
adventures clear out the stress.
Exactly. That's why I say traveling and vacation are completely different stories. Because
Yeah.
when you're on vacation, you have your work, you have your normal life, and this is like the days that you have for a vacation, and you're just going somewhere to just enjoy. That's it. But us as content creators, when we go, we're not there just to have a vacation. We are working. So
Yeah.
all day we're filming, and since you're somewhere else, like So outside your country, outside your comfort zone, outside like where no one knows you, you need to be budget conscious, because if something happens, you need to have like a safety net. So when you're eating, you have to be conscious. A place you sleep, you have to be cautious. Like, I can't be spending $30 here when I can be spending $10, and I can save the 20 for 3 more days, and then save a little bit more, because just in case something happens, I have this money to fall on, because I can't be paying $50 every day. So just this stress subconsciously puts a lot on you. Like, me and Damaris, both of us right now, we're on a break of travel, because for me, I just traveled to 12 countries in less than 4 months. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, but it's not just physically, but emotionally, because my head the whole my head the whole time, I'm like, I have to be budget conscious. I have to be like, okay, to get from this country to this country, this is how much it costs. Then I have to do the corona test, and then I have to do this. Then, okay, if I eat one meal, then it will be this much, so maybe I'll go to the supermarket, make a sandwich, and take the sandwich with me. Like, it's really, really stressful. And on top of that, after you film all day, you are not sleeping. At night, you are editing a video because you have to post. Because if you don't, the algorithm forgets you, people forgets you. So it's kind of like people don't really see. And then I would meet people and they're like, oh, you're not working, you're just on vacation. I'm like,
I
excuse me.
know.
I'm like, I work more than you. You know what I mean? Like, because it was so much better when I had a job. It's like 9 to 5. You have your work, and monthly you get your money. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you get home, you're off. You're off work. You can go have a drink with your friends. You can go whatever.
Watch a
You can watch
movie.
TV.
Enjoy.
You can dance, do whatever. But with content creators, it's not like that, because especially when you're like us, we don't have million followers, we don't make that much money to have
Yeah.
an editor or a videographer with us. We
Yeah.
are the whole production team. We are the videographers, the editors, the marketers, the actors, the
The
researchers,
PR,
the P
everything.
everything. It's a one-man production team, and people don't understand that. It's like, I was here and I went to with my sister somewhere, and there she's like, oh, you don't have to work, you can stay. And I'm just like, I am working. That people don't see that this is work until,
Work.
like, you make a lot of money and they see you balling, and they're like, oh, like, you're making money. And like, until that time comes, they don't see it. But I see it like, it's for people to understand. I say this is like a small business, a small business, like a restaurant, for example. When you start with everything that you have, you invest, and then you start
Mm-hmm.
that business. Until that
Yeah.
business is, have some type of fame, and people know it serves really good food and the service is really great, you
Yeah.
have to work
That's
hard.
when they
Yeah, you have to work hard, and the revenue that you get is not much. You'll just be, you know, maintaining the
reinvest that
restaurant.
revenue.
Yeah, you're just maintaining the restaurant. And
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
it gets to some point, then that's when it becomes famous. Like, people love the food, and you have regulars that come in. That's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with our channels. So, like, we get the small amount of money we get, we take that and we go to another country, we make more videos, we edit that, and we post that, and it continues like this. But
Yeah.
yes, it's mentally, it is exhausting to be on budget, because it take away all of your energy, and it's exhausting. So yeah, it's not so
It's true.
adventurous.
It's so true. You'd rather be when if you're able to reduce the number of things you're thinking in your head when you're traveling, the better. Like whatever you're saying, then now add you also need to keep thinking about a thumbnail and a title that is gonna work. You need to
The little
think about
things,
like when you count all of them, like it's a lot.
it's a lot.
And when I finished the trip for like it had been like 8 months without me being in my country, and now I had to take like a whole week that I scheduled I'm doing nothing because and trying to explain to other people they don't get it. You're coming from like a vacation and you're saying you're tired. What? We don't get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, where you feel like I don't nothing is even if you tell me let's go on a trip, I'm like, I'm not interested, despite the fact that it's something that you really love. And I got to appreciate the things that we do for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, for me, it got to a point like before. I could have a normal conversation with. I still can't have a normal conversation with anyone, but when it comes to like really connecting, I prefer to be with another content creator because they really understand my struggle. They really understand like the hard work that goes in, because there's nothing more annoying than with being with people that, oh, I see your videos, like, oh, let's go do something. Like, you're like, no, I can't. I have to go home and edit. They're like, you don't do anything. Like, you're always on vacation. And I'm like, how do you think those videos make themselves? Like, they don't just make themselves, edit themselves, and come out to your screen. Like, they
Yeah.
actually have so much work done. And I don't have a team following me around, filming me, editing, and showing it to you. This is it. So it's really amazing, like when I have friends like you or African Tigress or Michele or some other people who are content creators, because they understand,
Yeah,
they
you're even
know.
able to set aside, like, this is the plan. You're gonna go create content up to this time. Then, this
Yeah,
is moment of silence for us to
yeah.
edit and then stuff
Even
like
when you
that.
say I'm tired, I'm taking time off, they're like, yes,
Get
do
it.
it, because you'll go
Mhm.
crazy,
Yeah.
because it's a mental game. It's a mental game, like, because it's subconsciously, like, you don't know, it's subconsciously accumulating, and at some point you're like, you get it's too much, because since we're always moving, we don't feel it until like we stop, especially when you get back home after your travel. That's when you feel it, because with those old time, like, you're trying to get to one place from another to another to another. When I arrived to Germany, I was done. Like, I was done,
Yeah.
because I started, like, so I came from Ethiopia to Germany,
Mhm.
and then from Germany I went to Spain. Wait, Germany, I went to Spain. Spain, Andorra. From Andorra, we drove to France. This is all by car to France. From France to Belgium. From Belgium, Luxembourg. Luxembourg, back to Belgium. Then from Belgium to Netherlands. Then Finland, Estonia. Then to Poland. I couldn't do Latvia and Lithuania because of the corona. You have to do like 10 days quarantine and all of that. So, and I didn't want to do a 10-day quarantine because you have to pay for a hotel, 50 euros a day, and 10 days, 15 euros a day just to sit in a hotel makes no sense. So,
Someone actually asked, how is it traveling during a pandemic?
oh, perfect. This is what's happening. You have to do your test. If you are vaccinated, you can just show your vaccinated paper. If you have
Mhm.
already corona, you can just
Oh,
show your.
wait a minute. If you're vaccinated, you don't need to have a COVID test in Europe.
No, no. You can just show your vaccinated paper.
Oh my God! They should do this for Africa.
Huh?
Here in Africa, regardless of whether you're vaccinated or not, you still have to do a COVID test.
I'm telling you, like, here it's because, like, we don't have a lot of, especially, like, we don't have a lot of Africans traveling inside Africa. So there is this problem of or just traveling in general. We have this, it's not in place. This
Like
traveling
policy.
system is not in
Yeah.
place, like,
Yeah.
because we're not used to having too many travelers. But in Europe, I
Yeah.
think this thing is in place. But yeah, if you're vaccinated, you can travel with your vaccinated paper. If you
Yeah.
have if you already had corona and you have the recovery certificate, you can travel without a vaccination paper. That serves you the same. And
Yeah.
if you have and then, of course, if you have a PCR test. But if you're traveling inside Europe, you can just have like the antigen test. That's like a 20-minute test that you do with the antigen test inside Europe. It's fine. But if you're going outside
Wow,
of Europe, then you have to do, yeah.
that's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How much have both of you earned from YouTube in the last 3 months? Would you still be traveling if you weren't content creating? Um, You please, Damaris, you go first. I've been talking a lot, and then I go. This is very sweet, cutie pie.
Wow, how much have I earned from YouTube in the last 3 months? Let me say in total in the 4 digits in dollars. And then the question of, would you still be traveling if you weren't a content, if I was not creating content? Yes. This is something I've always believed. Is after I fell in love with travel, I knew I was still traveling before I started making YouTube videos. I would look for any opportunity. I would even, yeah, I would pay for my own, joining other trips and people traveling and stuff like that. So I'm so sure I would still be traveling, because I have also learned a lot about the advantages of traveling, and I always saw myself in this group of me traveling, and I would actually look for a job that would give me an opportunity to travel. So yeah, I would still be traveling even if I was not making content. It could not be maybe full time, but yeah, I would still be traveling. And you?
Me? Well, in the last 4 months, all in total, I earned 800.
Wow, I love your confidence.
Confetti.
My small sister is watching. I don't want her to send me in messages, "Hey Damaris, all that money and you, that little money." Yeah, so that's why I can't say the exact.
I'm like, confetti, champagne, 800 in 3 months.
Okay.
Yes, that's how much I earned. Because
wait. I have a question as a content creator. Who are your majority of your viewers?
My what?
The majority of your viewers.
I don't know, people.
Wow. Okay, we will chat about that after.
They're people who watch my
videos. So
it
seems like I need to give you a mini YouTube masterclass 101.
People watch my videos. That's all I know.
Would you be okay? So what about, would you be traveling if you're not a content creator?
Listen, all I know is people watch my videos, and I am so focused on like creating content that I don't know lots of things about the technical part, because I'm so focused on just creating a good video, so that I'm always just like, I make the videos, I post it, and I don't even go back. Like, I would have like notifications of some comments. I would always respond to the comments, but I don't even rewatch that video again because I'm already making another video. So like, so far I have just been concentrated on the quality of the videos and that it's giving not only entertainment, but have some type of value, that it's teaching something somehow, you know, entertaining and at the same time educational video. So I focus more on that part. Maybe that's why also I haven't been making a lot of money, because sometimes people are like, there is no ads on your videos. And I'm just like, what do you mean there's ads on my video? Come on now. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, as you can add, thank you for justifying and for declaring online that, yeah, you don't love money. That's a good thing.
No.
So tell us.
Correction. I love money. Okay? I just don't have it.
But why would you not be focusing on checking where it's coming from and how you can make it better?
Because I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's why I said we're gonna have that conversation after.
Yeah, because I didn't know that was a thing. For me, anybody watch it, then like, you know, there's ads and you make money, because I don't know about that part. I mean, come on now, if I make money, then I don't have to stress about like what I'm eating in the day. Like, I can have 2 meals a day. Fuck this, you know. Oops. Beep.
So would you be traveling if you are not a content creator?
Yes, I've been traveling already for 15 years without creating contents. And I actually like used to travel. That's why I started this thing, because I traveled so much trying to make my country visible and other places. I even used to pay seminars to go and speak about my country. I would wear my traditional clothes. I would pay money to go and represent my country in some seminars. I did that
That's a
for
big
the
one.
past 13
That's a big
years.
one. Oh,
Yeah, and nobody knows this. Then it got to a point where I was screaming by myself. And then when I was in Indonesia and I was walking in the rice fields and I meet this black guy, and I was so happy to see a black person, you know, I was just like, hey, and he's like, hey. And he comes and he asked me this question. I don't want to say it here because it's too political. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, here I am working my ass off, paying
yeah,
seminars to talk about how amazing my country is. And
yeah.
here you are talking
Mm-hmm.
about like what? Like all of this division and all of these things. I'm like, what? And that
Yeah,
hurts my feelings so much. Then I said, okay, I think like I need to create a channel where it actually like I show my experience and I show what I'm doing and I show about my culture and I show about other people's culture. Maybe that's the thing. Like we don't know our own culture and we don't know other people's culture. So we are all in our own little box and we only want to understand that. So if we understood our own culture, and then we try to understand other people's culture, then this way there's no clashing. So I said, you know what, I will start this YouTube channel. And then I started it 2 years ago. I started it in Amharic and I had it for 2 years. I had like 100 subscribers, 110, sorry. And I think like 10% was Amharic speaker and the rest were not. Like they were just my friends who just wanted to support me. So it was just me screaming on my own by myself, just talking in Amharic. Nobody was listening to me. But then I changed it to English and lots of viewers come and now people want me to do it in Amharic. But it's like, it makes
yeah.
no sense. Then I want
True.
everyone to be able to see, like when I speak about my country, I want the rest of the world to see the way I see my country, how beautiful it is, and instead of only foreigners talking about my country, when I
Yeah.
can talk about my country or I can talk about other countries from my point of view as an
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopian, and then we
Yeah.
can, crisscross share, share cultures. I think that's the thing. Yeah. How did I get to here? Yeah, that's it.
I see. Thank you for the insight. And what about living there? Because I've also been thinking about that for a long time and started learning Amharic. But what are your thoughts and advice about that? Actually, yeah. What do you think about moving to Ethiopia? Advise Damaris and 99 others.
For me, I would say you'll have a fantastic time. Make sure that you have some type of income
Yeah.
because Addis is fun. Depending on where you're trying to move. Like if you're planning to move to Addis,
Mm-hmm.
rent is expensive.
Yeah.
Rent is expensive. Okay, depending on how your lifestyle is, because if your lifestyle is, if you're used to some type of things, you want to live in a nice house. Like I mean, a nice house meaning like it has electricity, water, not that, but like nice, like a nice house with your own space.
Yeah.
Rent, like one thing in my country is expensive is rent, or like housing is expensive. The rest is fine, the rest is cheap. You can do whatever. There's entertainment
I think
from
for
Monday
food,
to
you can never
Monday.
sleep hungry in Ethiopia.
Huh?
You can never sleep hungry in Ethiopia. That's what I
Never,
believe. That's what
never.
I saw.
Like you will not have any problem about food and drinks. The only thing is like if you have income, don't even hesitate. It's an amazing place to live. I'm telling you. Like for me, I would live there. I mean, if I wasn't doing this, because I'm doing this and I'm living a little bit everywhere, and my thing is different. But if you want to be
Yeah.
based in somewhere, it's a great place to be based. The only thing that's expensive is rent, and for the rest, you'll have a great time. You'll have lots of
Yeah.
friends because
Yeah.
Ethiopians are very friendly people. The food is great. There is something to do every day of the week. It's so much fun and beautiful people, obviously. I mean, beautiful
What
culture,
about
everything beautiful.
opportunities?
So I advise you, go.
What
Go.
about opportunities?
Huh?
What about opportunities?
What type of opportunities?
Do you think there are opportunities that people can seize? And this concept, this is what actually raises a lot of some places, racism in some places, where if I go to a place and I get a job that maybe, let me say in this case, an Ethiopian was to get that job, then me, I come there as a Kenyan. Don't you feel a concept of competition or stuff like that? Or you guys are okay?
Not that I know of. If you're qualified, there's no such a thing. If you're qualified for the job, there's no such a thing about like you coming to steal the job. What job? If you're not qualified, you're a doctor. If you're not a doctor, you can't be a doctor. There's no such a thing as that, like you're stealing the job. Like you are not a doctor, so you can't be a doctor, sir. You know, so
Yeah.
there is no such a thing as I don't know, not that I know of. I have worked with different type of people. I have worked with South Africans when I was there. Like my ex-boss was South African, one of them was Indian. And another people that I kind of worked with some NGOs, they were from all over the world, and I had no problem with it. I had no problem with it. They have their credentials to be working there, and I had mine. And if somebody else had that credential, they would be there too. So I don't think so.
Yes, this is a YouTuber from Ethiopia, and thank you to everyone who has been here. We actually reached a total of like 40 people so far. The one I was able to keep tabs. And then someone is saying they are planning to come to Kenya. Actually, Habesha, you're greatly invited to Kenya.
Yay! I want to come to Kenya, of course. Oh, I'm Habesha Traveler, for the person who asked, are you Ethiopian Traveler? My channel is called Habesha Traveler, so you can come and check out my channel, subscribe, let's hang out.
What's your name actually?
My name is Yodit.
Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, someone typed it here. So someone is asking about COVID requirements to come to Kenya. You need a valid COVID test in the last 72 hours, and that's it.
22 hours or 72, like a
PCR.
PCR test.
PCR test. COVID test result that is PCR and not antigen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damaris, you have a lot of viewers when you are in Ethiopia. I agree. And I had to come to terms with that. There was, yes, the viewers that were coming from Ethiopia, which was fantastic. But also there was the me and my dreams and what I wanted to accomplish. And that's why I had to take up the journey. Yeah. So someone is also the Traveler Queen, thank you so much. I also saw Queen Blika. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone who has joined. This is amazing, so that we can share with you guys the reality of travel and some of the things you guys don't get to see as we show you our travel adventures, as we are smiling and dancing and seeing beautiful views. Someone is saying, talk about accommodation, monthly rent, and anything of that nature in Kenya, please. Accommodation in Kenya, it depends. If it's Nairobi and Mombasa as a tourist, expensive. If you're coming as a traveler, so many hacks for you to travel. I have actually done a whole entire video about guide for traveling in Nairobi and even things to do. I think I'll share on my community tab, so make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Accommodation. Nairobi is not the cheapest place to live, I'd say, but manageable. There are other places that are pretty affordable, like places like Nakuru. Yeah, so it depends on your place. Are you coming to visit or stuff like that? I see YouTubers in the building. Thank you so much. People who are interested in travel are tuned in, and I'm glad. I hope you guys are gaining some value from Habesha Traveler. She even has the guts to call herself the Traveler, you know.
I am a traveler.
Yeah, but yeah, you are. You have been traveling for 15 years. Hey, my lovely girl from East Africa, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Then someone says, ladies, other than your native countries, which other African countries do you see yourselves living your remaining life in? That's a good one.
I know where Damaris is living.
I don't know yet about
She's
living.
coming
I don't
back to
know yet.
Ethiopia. That's where she's living.
Pardon.
To Ethiopia, right?
I am not sure if I will live in Ethiopia forever, my remaining of my life. You know, like the statement is the remaining of your life
No,
after you're done.
he said apart from your own.
Yes, apart from my own, this is Kenya
Yeah,
and Ethiopia. Yeah, Kenya and Ethiopia for me.
yeah, that's what he meant. For me,
I'm
I
sure
would.
I'll be back in Ethiopia sometime, like for another moving there for maybe sometime, like 6 months or 1 year or two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I think. Well, for me, I haven't been to any African countries except for Eritrea and Egypt. So I would say Eritrea. From what I
But
know.
it mustn't be the country. It could be a country you look forward. I also don't know. I'd say I don't know, but I'm open to living somewhere I am loved, I am confident, like I
Yeah,
can be myself, and I have the freedom to explore. Yeah.
I think it's more like where you feel at home because some places can be so beautiful and so
Mm.
fantastic that you just don't feel like home, you know?
Yeah. Oh, this is a praise for you. Your hair is growing fast. Oh my God, there's a certain photo you posted uh with your hair out and like you're holding yourself something like this and fantastic. You guys are
Thank you.
blessed. Ethiopians
That
and
was
hair.
that was 2018.
I know it was not, it is not recent, but the photo looks so good.
I know. I was modeling for this jewelry company. It was their new collection. I used to
Yeah.
model back in the days. But I still do sometimes when they pay me, but I don't take it as a job. Then I used to model, so that was a photo shoot I did for this brand. And those jewelries were so very nice. I wish they gave me one, but they were so expensive.
So you take photos and they take back the jewelries. Hello? Can you guys still hear us? Because I stopped hearing Habesha Traveler. And she says, hey, Damaris, what's the name of this queen from Ethiopia? She's actually a YouTuber. Please go check her out. Please, someone type and tell me if you can hear me or if you can hear Habesha Traveler. Yeah, and if you do not know by chance, Habesha means Ethiopian. Yeah, so yeah, she's the Ethiopian traveler. Yes, so basically, I hope you guys have loved some of the concepts and some of the realities that comes with travel. More questions if you have, you're gonna keep answering. Hey, Habesha Traveler, can you hear me? Can people hear me? Okay, yeah, she left. So basically, that could mean maybe her internet or stuff like that. Uh, you can hear me. Thank you very much. Yeah, so basically that has been it about travel. Someone asked me about other countries I'm looking forward to. Have you guys heard from this live how affordable it is to travel Europe? And that just gives you ideas and hints that I'm gonna start considering and seeing the possibilities of that and working out on things to do with visas and so that we can keep on exploring and adventuring more places. But before that, I'm thinking of doing a travel guide for anyone who wants to travel to the countries I have gone to, at least the latest countries that I've been to, and share with you guys some of my tips, tricks that I used in every specific country. Let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. I did some about some of the towns in my country, and I thought, this is very, very informative. Yeah, so I would love to know if it is something you'd love to see. Damaris, I love your show. I always follow you, keep and doing your good job. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. It really means the world to me. Then Anthony says, when will you be touring West Africa? West Africa. West Africa. I have so many friends from West Africa that are actually waiting for me to land in West Africa so that we can explore mostly Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Sierra Leone. So next year, I'm speaking it out so that God, the universe, the manifestation powers all the energies can take me to West Africa next year. Next year we are exploring West Africa. Habesha also live in Eritrea. Eritreans consider themselves Habesha also. Oh, okay. Thank you for educating me that Habesha also means Eritreans. So that means Habesha is Eritreans. So that means Eritreans also don't consider themselves African. Is that the thing? Also, let me know. Do Eritreans speak Amharic as well? Yeah. So John says, hi, hey, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm trying to see if Habesha Traveler, the YouTuber by the name Habesha Traveler is gonna join back so we can share our last points as we get to the end of this live stream. It has been amazing. It's been real. I hope you guys have had like a takeaway or a perspective about the reality of being a traveler. I really want to be on the forefront of sharing the realities of this world of travel, and that it must not be like glorious all the time. It has its own challenges here and there, and it has its own, like, I would say this is my best definition of what travel is: the most highs and still some very lows that are low. Like if things decide to go opposite, like badly, they are like just crashing in all corners. If things decide to go well, it's like happiness, excitement, joy, learning, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. But it's something that I really love, and I'm so glad that I pushed through to be a content creator. I actually love uh, Wademaya from African country. Oh, that's great. That's great. He's doing an amazing job. He's on road to 1 million. For those who do not know, please go subscribe to Wademaya. Yeah, because he's making Africa proud. Lol, when are you done with when you're done with West Africa, you can hop over to the Caribbean. Yes, for sure. After that, I'm just gonna go with whatever opportunities come my way and whatever scenarios. Even up to now, I'm still gonna be following whatever opportunities come my way and whatever situations are able for me to follow. Or how I'm gonna go with the flow of life as it leads my way ahead. But I have countries that I'm really, really looking forward to come to, like Jamaica. I actually had this post recently on my Instagram asking you guys what is the next countries that you're interested in me visiting. And some of the suggestions were uh, Ghana, what other country? Jamaica. Then I don't remember the rest. But you can let me know what other countries you want me to visit. Then says Eritreans speak Tigrinya and a few other languages, but mostly Tigrinya. Oh, okay. Then Kamal says Eritrea used to be part of Ethiopia historically and ethnogenetically speaking. Ethiopia and Eritrea are highly interrelated. Yeah. Oh my God. No, I just remembered something interesting that someone had mentioned, that if it comes to fruition, I'll be so happy of a country. But yeah, thank you for updating me about that and about Eritrea. My last question to Habesha Traveler was about her interaction with other travelers that are basically not from Africa, and how different her experience has been touring and exploring with them. And I hope she will be back. It's visa free for Kenyans to visit Jamaica. Anthony educates me. Yes, let me sit upright so I can tell you about it. So the thing with Jamaica, I saw and I researched and saw that for me to go to Jamaica, there's no direct flight from Kenya to Jamaica for it to be like visa free. Now for me, I can land directly. I have to go all the way to, okay. Let's invite her. Uh-huh. Yes, she's back. So I am talking about Jamaica. So I have to fly back. Welcome back. So for
Thank
me to
you.
go to Jamaica, I'm explaining about my trip to Jamaica and it being visa free. It's visa free, yes, but there's no direct flight to Jamaica. So I have to land in US and I need a visa to go to America. So how is it even visa free? Anyway, but yeah, that's fine. I'm glad you're back. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been back for a long time. You just haven't seen me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. So I wanted to ask you, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Next time you come to Ethiopia, I'd like you to see southern Ethiopia, Omo region, Arba Minch town. It is so beautiful place to be. I was in Arba Minch. I just didn't make it to Omo Valley. Oh, you have no idea how much I love. This is to you, Habesha traveler. How much I love the fact that I explored Ethiopia for such a long time and many places, such that I feel if you mention places, I know them. I have been there. What are you even saying? You know? Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to ask, on your journey, because I've been following you since I actually started following you when I came to Ethiopia, and I've seen you have collaborated with other like big YouTubers, like this lady who has traveled the whole world. Did you meet her? I think you did. Or was I dreaming? There were some people you went with to Lalibela that are like big
Yes,
influencers.
yes.
How was your experience with meeting other travelers who are in different levels and maybe for them they're not struggling with things like finances and stuff like that? How was it?
You know when they say if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all?
Okay.
I leave it at that.
Pardon? You did what?
I said, you know when they say if you don't have nothing positive to say, don't say anything at all. So
You don't have nothing positive to say, really?
maybe with other YouTubers I could say, but with this one I don't say anything. That's why I also didn't post anything, because I don't feel like, for me everything has to feel real to be able to do something, because I'm a very sensitive person, and everything shows on the things that I do. And if I'm excited about one place, you will notice on my video that I'm very excited about that place. It could even be about this card. Like if I'm talking about this card, if I'm excited about this card or not, you will notice. And for me, there's this saying in Ethiopia that's called "kafet fitu fitu," which means the way they treat you better than the food they offer you. No, because people can offer you lots of luxury, but if they give it to you like this, then it doesn't matter how much diamond they give you.
Yeah.
The most important is their face. So but the same with people. For me, like, I don't know, I believe in so much energy, and if I don't feel that, then I don't. So it didn't matter where they came from, it didn't matter how much followers that they had, it didn't matter how much money they had. There was that feeling of superiority, so I didn't feel that I didn't feel that I didn't feel that I needed to give them that oomph of even if 3 followers go there. I didn't want to do that. I didn't need that. Like with you or with African Tigress or with Michele, like I felt like we respected each other. We understood each
We're just
other.
humans.
Huh?
We're just humans.
Yeah, we just like, it's also because like some people kind of I don't know, moving on.
Okay, what about in relation to their reality of travel? Forgetting about maybe whatever negative aspect that whole meetup could have come with. What about the concept of maybe things that you saw that maybe you see, like for example, they say it's always when you look at people's lives, you think in life is greener in other people's pastures more than the way we look at things. Like for example, here we're talking about the stresses that come with budget traveling and stuff like that. So could you have maybe noticed some other stresses that comes with traveling in that level?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, when people see us traveling and they see our videos, they're like, wow, their life is fantastic. Like, you know, they're always on vacation, which is like not the reality. Like, we're working. And also as a traveler, like when people see, they only see it like in a vacation way because that's what they're used to. Like when they go somewhere, it's for vacation. So what us travelers don't have is a normal life, like a comfort life. For example, we don't have savings, we don't have a home, we don't have a car. I don't even have a closet. I have a luggage, and everything I own is in that luggage. And sometimes having a comfort of a home to go somewhere and come back to your own home and open the door and be like, these are my things. That is huge. Like for me, after being traveling like for 15 years, that's something that I miss, is having my own place, having my own home. Like right now, because every money that we make, we spend it on our travel, you know, like our plane tickets, our food, our accommodation, our everything, da 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 da. So that's something that the negative side of traveling is that you don't have like a basic necessity of things. Like you don't have a home, you don't have you just don't have the basic necessity of things. Like if something happens, you either have to go back to your family's home, otherwise you're homeless. You're basically a homeless person. Another thing is about relations, you know, like you can't have relationship, let alone a husband and a child, because in order to have a relationship, people are like, oh, you should have a, and I'm just like, yeah, but I am a person whose mind runs in millions. Like my head is just poof everywhere, you know? And I can't be with someone who's there, you know, like, and to even get to the relationship part, you need to be there for longer enough time to get to know the person, to become in a relationship, you know? And we don't have that time. Also,
Talking
I mean,
about relationship. Okay.
forget about like a love, like romantic relationship, even to have a friendship just with a friend.
Yeah.
You make friends, but then you have to go. So
Yeah.
that friendship is left,
And
then you have to make another friendship. So it's kind of like, even you don't have that confident person, like if you're feeling bad or something, to be able to talk to, because the person you left behind, they're based there, they have their everyday life. You can't just call them when you're feeling bad. It just doesn't work like that. So that's the negative side of this traveler lifestyle. You know, we are lots of times broke, you don't have a place to live, no relationships, and yeah.
you know about relationships, I have to say I'm so blessed to have met amazing people, and along the way to be able to meet people within like 5 seconds. You don't have small chats, you're like just deep in those conversations, and then like after 2 3 days, some even that day you meet, and then you're like deep connection, and then you part ways and you're never sure if you're ever gonna
Yeah.
meet again. And then like you have, let's say, more than 100 people who you've had such a system. It was amazing, it was great at that time. To a
Yeah.
point I started thinking to my head, is it that I'm becoming a bad communicator, or I'm becoming, I don't know how to maintain relationships? And this is it. For me, my relationships, majority are like that. We had a good and amazing time, but now we part ways and everyone went their ways. But for them, because they remained in their own environment, they will not majorly feel the loss of minus that one who was still not
No.
there.
No.
Yeah, but for me, I'm like, who am I even like talking to? So I even like no. By the time my phone is being called, I already know it's my mom or my dad, my sister. We are
Yeah.
done. Like and
Same for me.
there's a good aspect of this instant. It's a relationship that some people may never get to experience. And when I talk about relationships, I don't mean uh
No,
marriage
any
situations,
type of
like
relationships.
friends,
Yeah.
connections between one to one person.
Yeah. That's the thing,
Anyway,
with the traveling, you know, like you have to love it so much to
yeah.
do it, because the sacrifice that you put is
Mm-hmm.
big part of life, you know, like big part of life. And like me being Ethiopian, like I grew up in a community. Like my whole life is about community, living together, having a coffee ceremony together, growing, like having a family. Like everything about our culture is community, living together, sharing things, and doing all these things. And as a traveler, you kind of have to forget all about that,
Yeah.
because you're just living different type of adventures every day, different people, different concepts. And as fun as it is, it's also a very lonely situation. Like
Yeah.
you're alone, like, and you have to be comfortable with yourself, and you have to be
Yourself.
okay. Yeah,
Greatly.
you have to love yourself enough to say, I'm okay to be by myself here, and I don't need anyone, I can enjoy myself. And you have to love to travel so much in order to be a travel content creator. It's not made for everyone, because people see my videos,
Yeah.
like, and I even see some people, like, they just, oh, I love this, and like, I'm going to start this as well, and they start and they can't continue because you don't love it enough. Like for you
Yeah.
just saw it as a content, not as a lifestyle. For
Yeah.
me, it's something that is imprinted in me. It's like I can't make it up. Like I don't care if I don't make content, I would still do it anyways. Because
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
6 months being in one place, I get already annoyed that I have to go.
Mm.
So the sacrifice is bigger than anything. Like you have to love it so much in order to be doing this. That's what I'm trying to say.
Happy
If you
says
reach
if you,
your
yeah, it can be your guide. It can be our guide. Let's assume he's talking to the both of us.
Kenyan citizen, you can travel to Jamaica without the need of a visa for 90 days for prospective visitors. How about the Ethiopians? I have done I don't know, like I don't remember. I have done a video about this, but I don't remember.
Ah, okay, okay. Oh, really? People really typed. Damaris, why you want to travel to Jamaica when at the moment they are on a serious curfew with no moment? No, 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 no. I didn't say Jamaica is definitely on my list, but I'm not wanting to go to Jamaica right now. But it's still in my list.
Oh, they're in
Yeah.
they're in
And also the next, I want you to be in Bardari and Eritrea. They are such beautiful places to be also. Yeah, I'll definitely
absolutely.
visit. What's so unique about traveling? Tell us. Does one pick
That's
something up that the textbook or traveling catalog never mentions? Why spend so much? That's a good question.
that's like I just talked about this for a long time. It's a hobby. It's just a hobby. It's something that you love,
I
or
feel like
that's it. It's something that you love.
they
It's
just
like some people love music and they dedicate their life about music. Some people love movies. Some people love cooking. It's the same thing. Like you love it or you don't. And
it's a
some people,
need,
yeah, it's
a
just
need
something.
that you can only satisfy by traveling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people don't need to go anywhere. They can be happy just like watching a cooking show, and that's their jam, and that's okay as well. Like
yeah.
not everybody have to be like a travel addict, or they don't have to do like travel only, but this just happens to be our thing. This just happens to be what we enjoy the most.
But I'm a big advocate of people to travel. One, for them to be exposed and to see different life, different way in which people live, so that they can stop necessarily thinking on whatever they have been used to and whatever they see. And also because of a certain confidence that comes when you go out there, especially as a traveler compared to being a tourist, and you are pushed out of your comfort zone, like
Absolutely.
completely. You
I
cannot stay in your
100%
comfort
agree with
zone.
that. Yeah, you
Yeah,
are 100% right, because this is the thing I also have with some people, and I try to explain sometimes, and sometimes I just agree and move on, because what I found out is the more I travel,
yeah,
the more accepting I am of a lots of things.
yeah,
And the more I travel, the more close-minded people who don't travel are that I see, because I could talk with people who travel, and I can hold a conversation, and then I would talk to people who have never traveled, and it's close minded, because we think what we know is the best because we don't know anything else, and we are quick to judge on other cultures, other things, and other stuff. So it's really good that people go out there and explore and see things, because it makes you a better person. It absolutely made me a better person to have
Yeah.
that knowledge of other things other than my own little bubble. You know what I mean? So absolutely. I mean, I don't advise people to become a traveler unless they
Yes.
love it. But
Full-time
for
travelers.
yeah, but I do advise them to go out there, like, they can do their own thing. And but when they have vacation or when they have free time, to definitely go and explore. They can
Yeah.
start in their own city, and their own city. Like, you don't even have to leave your country, your own city. You don't even have to leave. Just in your own city, just look into things. Like, visit some different things every weekend, every afternoon, and instead of going to the same bar every weekend, you can do something different. And then do your surrounding cities. And by doing this, you understand more things, and it makes you actually really, really not just have a vacation, but without knowing, you subconsciously become a better person. Like,
Yeah.
you put yourself in other people's shoes before you start saying, like, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
And I think like some of the perspective and comfort zone, you cannot get in books. It just has to come.
No, it's impossible. Like, it's the same thing with languages. When you learn a language, unless you practice it and you speak with people, you won't be able to. You can read as much as book as you want, but you
Can
won't
speak
be
it.
able to speak it. Like, for
Yeah,
me, i
someone
learned I learned Spanish in 6 months. That is because I went to Spain, in a very small town where nobody spoke any English, and just by practicing, speaking, going, talking, like, doing things, that's where I learned. But if I was learning just reading the book, how many people in Ethiopia know how to read English, but they don't know how to speak?
speak English. Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't learn things from books. You need
Yeah,
experience.
I learned Amharic. I learned Amharic in 3 months. I'm joking. I'm joking. How I wish. Kenya nationals are required to have a return onwards ticket, as well as proof of enough funds to spend during their stay in Jamaica. By the time you're going to Jamaica, I'll have all those things.
You have
No
a lot
problem.
of Jamaican followers. You guys need to come to my channel as well. My channel is called
Oh
Habesha
yes, yes,
Traveler.
for sure. Please, you have to go check out Habesha Traveler. And then Esther says, "Oh, I wish I could follow this live as." Oh, then someone asked if this is a live or a recording. It is a live. It is a live. I wish I could follow this live as an aspiring traveler, but I'm unwell. I'll watch it tomorrow, and I hope to learn something from here. You're welcome. Feel free. Jamaica is not the place to visit at the moment. Yes, we agree. And then someone says, please, Damaris, make the case or traveling during a pandemic. Make the case for traveling during a pandemic. I think he's saying make a video, right?
Uh,
Then this one. Nice one.
what is it?
What's your
What is
biggest
it?
life lesson?
As fellow female traveler, have you learned on the road? Wow. I let you go because there's too many things, and I'm trying to put it in one.
Biggest life lesson. Biggest life lesson as a solo female traveler. Like, the thing is, they put like solo and female uh editing parts in the life lessons. So I'm trying to see what is solo and female.
Solo means like you travel. You're a
I
female
get it
and you travel
alone.
alone.
I get it alone. So I should
Yeah.
not say a lesson that I could have learned in a group. That's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to narrow down my answer to that.
Mm-hmm. Like, for me,
I think, yeah.
yeah, go.
Okay, I think my biggest life lesson is to believe in myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. That has been so big. Like, to believe in whatever decision I'm gonna make. I would say, as a female, and even having interacted with many females, making decisions does not come as easy to us compared to how easy it comes to men. But because of travel, you're forced to make lots of decisions with less time to think. So that's why I have come to really learn to trust myself and to trust God, to trust that I'm going in the right directions and I'm doing the right things, to believe even in my career as a traveler and just go for it.
I would say the same. Like it's just me. There's only me, and I came to this world just me. I would leave this world by myself. And the more I travel, the more I know is it doesn't matter what other people's opinions, whatever. Like you just have to do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, it's you pay the price for everything that you do. You,
Yeah.
not other people that are around you. Like that's something that I've learned, because when I am in trouble, the person who has to fix that is me. When I am enjoying, the person who enjoys it
Everything.
is me. When I am feeling sad and lonely, the person who goes through that process is me. So when
Yeah.
other people say something to me, like, oh, you're doing this, and I don't like this, and I'm just like, I come to myself, and like before I would say like, oh, I shouldn't do this because they told me this. And now I am like, okay, so does this thing that they're telling me not to do make me happy? Yes. Does it affect them in any way, shape, or form in their life? No. So bye. So it just makes me more confident in myself, and that everything I do, as long as it makes me happy and it's not hurting anybody else, is nobody's business. And that is something that I became more comfortable with, and I practice.
Yeah.
you know?
I think I would also say the concept of me. I
Yes.
really love and appreciate that the way you've said that we are to blame. You as a solo traveler, even worst case scenario, as a female solo traveler, you're to
Yeah.
blame for everything. And
Everything.
that really put me to know myself better and to identify this makes me angry, this I don't like, today I'm very agitated by this. I and also the concept of pacing myself, because most of the time you have to spend like a good amount of time alone and getting comfortable with myself, knowing that everything else can go apart from me. So that is like, just you can't avoid that lesson.
Yeah, because being a solo traveler is not like, you can be a solo guy traveler and it's completely different. Being a
Mm.
solo female traveler there is that danger aspect into it, because you're a girl already, like it's already dangerous. There is the effect of like people are not used to seeing a solo female traveler, so there's that effect. And there's just so many things that in that moment when you're thinking like, oh, this could be like life threatening, it could be something like, so there's always just you. That's why you are so concentrated, like, okay, this is just me and me. Whatever happens, it's just me. So either I have to be confident enough to stand my ground, protect
Yeah.
myself from danger, protect myself from these type of things, and also give myself pleasure, enjoy, live life the fullest, because at any moment I could be bye-bye and gone. And I don't want to live my life by, you know, the standards of others, because they're, like they about their opinions or whatever they said. Like, no. So it
Yeah.
teaches you so much about yourself, what you
What
love,
advice,
what you want to do.
what advice would you give someone who wants to start solo traveling? But before you answer, please, her YouTube channel is Habesha Traveler. Habesha Traveler. Please go
Habisha,
subscribe to
did,
it.
did you put it on the
I think it's on the title. Yeah, you can see it on the title because I didn't put in the description yet.
yeah, so what advice I would give, what is it?
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start solo traveling?
um just do it. Just do it. Just go out there
Right?
and do it. Nothing
Yeah.
more. Like there's nothing more, because overthinking kills everything. So don't overthink. Just go out there and enjoy. Believe me, you will be more surprised than what you would find. And the best thing about solo travel is you actually come out of your comfort zone and you meet so many amazing people. Like
Oh yeah.
You can't even imagine, because when you're traveling with friends, this is what people don't think about. When you travel with friends, you would only come back, you would come back without even knowing anyone, because you're with your friends, so you do everything together, you go eat together, you do everything together, and that's it. But when you travel
Yeah.
alone, you force yourself to communicate with others, you force yourself to do things. So, and those people actually know you are there alone, so they would invite you to lots of things, and then you meet more people, and then you meet more people, and your experience becomes the best thing that you could imagine. And it's telling you,
Amazing. Yeah.
just go
I
out
would
there.
also, please start. You don't need a lot of money.
No,
Start with
just do
whatever
it.
your budget is able to make you do. Go close, just start looking maybe for a waterfall. Look for, there are people who also have the same desire to travel like you can connect with them. You can go
Yeah,
alone. Please also, I really advocate for people to go alone, because you're not gonna blame anyone for not going or stuff like that.
yeah,
And our degree of the want or that need could be different, so
yeah,
just trust yourself and do it.
yeah.
uh yeah, thank you so much for answering her YouTube channel. Found it. Thank you so much. Learning a lot. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are learning. I see you are. Someone is saying. Okay, I lost it. Edna, I see you are Amhara. What tribe? We don't talk about tribes here. Okay, that was a
No, we
different
don't
person.
talk about tribes.
Yeah.
There is only
Every
one tribe, and that is the human tribe.
Yeah, amazing. My Ethiopian lady is one of a kind. It takes a lot to be like her. Yeah. Also, you know why this? It takes a lot to be like her. I received lots of this question, a lot in Ethiopia, because I also feel like Ethiopians are very conservative,
Yeah.
uh, compared to my country in terms of being outgoing and traveling and stuff like that. On what did you tell your parents so that you can come on this trip? Or how are you able to convince your family for you to explore? What is your response?
I think it kind of comes from them as well. I think it's kind of funny, but even my grandmother was like low key traveler. Like she didn't call it traveler, but she was also a traveler. Like my grandmother has seen almost everything, in not everything, but like some parts of Ethiopia, like the north and the east, the south, and my mother the same, my father the same, my
Mhm.
aunts and my uncles the same. So they don't really call themselves traveler. Like now that I think about it, they actually did travel across Ethiopia, like inside Ethiopia. Um, but and then when I was a child, I actually used to go. We used to, like, my mother would take us to Awash on the weekends. We would go to, like, she had friends outside of the city. We would go there, and like I did this already when I was a child, and as an adult, I already started traveling. So for them, they kind of used to me doing this. So I don't think this still haven't been an issue for them. So
Yeah.
they of course, obviously, they prefer me to get married and have children, because all African parents just want, us to get married and have children. But now they're
Hi,
used
Dad.
to it, and they see, like, at the beginning they were like, "Oh, you're just going places, you should get married." But now that they see my videos and everything, and they're very supportive, and they're very yeah, they're very happy. Like, so far, it hasn't been like they don't have problem with me going places. They just want me to be safe, and yeah, and to have babies. That's what they want.
Yeah, they should keep hoping one day it's gonna happen. So yeah, they shouldn't lose hope. I think for me it's more of they have seen the journey. So initially, I would have struggles in terms of, hey, mom, I'm going to Uganda. So I have to explain, how are you going to Uganda? You're taking yourself to Uganda. How is this job taking you and stuff like that? So, but now I've gotten to a place where they kind of understand what I do. I
Yeah,
also I don't get funding from them, and so why not let her go? And they see my work, they also get to explore together with me on my channel and try to explain the vision to them, and I've gotten so much support. So yeah, also we should thank God for having open-minded parents. Do you notice female inequality when you travel solo? Do you get the same treatment and appointment as male travelers? Tell us.
Mm, I don't know. I don't really know how the experience is as a male traveler. The only thing that I have a reference to is myself, because I don't really know about male travelers. I don't know. I
Yeah.
know one male traveler, but we haven't really talked about that. Like Michele, and we just did like a collaboration video together, but we haven't talked about.
Traveler. Come
Huh?
on.
Huh?
You've not met travelers on your journey.
I have, but it didn't get to, it's not that meeting is one thing, but knowing the difference is another thing. You know, like I can tell you about, like, I don't know what their experience is. Like, the only thing that I can tell you is about safety. You know, like about
What did you
safety.
say? Something as a female traveler you
Yeah.
experienced that you felt if I was male, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel scared to walk in the street at night. Like, but it's the same thing that you would feel in your own city, even if you're not
Yeah.
traveling. It's just about safety. Like, the only thing that I notice as a female traveler is just about the safety thing, you know? You always have to be
Yeah.
cautious about some safety issues. In
Yeah.
India, for example, I love India and everything, but there is this thing that I wouldn't feel safe. I didn't like, I would like to be with some other people around me. Or it depends on places. Like, it's not just about India, but it depends on some places. Like, if you can just go to some random spots by yourself. Who is a guy, he can go to any part of town and it's okay. Like, no guy is going to go try to start something with the guy, you know. But as a female, it's just a safety thing. It's just a safety thing. But other than that, mm, no, it's actually much better. If I want to stay in people's houses, for example, they would feel more secure and safe to let me stay
Yeah.
in their home than they would with a guy, you
The
know.
guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
before,
also
because
feel like there are those two aspects about being the gender aspect of traveling where we both have our advantages and disadvantages,
yeah.
and it's just for us to seize on whatever good it comes with being whatever gender you are as you travel. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I think for the gender, it's only about the safety thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, what I have noticed. I mean, there could be more differences, but from my experience, it's just safety issues. Like, I want to be able to, like, for example, if I want to go to, like, now, if I want to go to Afghanistan, like, it's freaking impossible. I'm a woman, and there's some issues about, like, women equality and everything. There is a difference. So,
Yeah.
like, I need a beard and, like, maybe cover myself or something, but it's different, because some places is just not safe for women. So
Mhm.
it's
How do
unfortunate.
you deal how do you deal with loneliness? Like eating alone?
I don't like, I'm touching wood. Oh, superstition gone. Okay, so for me, so far, I don't feel lonely. I actually love my alone time. I
Ah,
enjoy being by myself. I enjoy it. Like, I actually miss having my own time, because when you're traveling all day, you're surrounded by too many people. Too many
yes,
people. So by the
yes.
time you arrive home and you have that time, it's like, like,
So you enjoy.
you're never alone. So there isn't, like, for me, there's not a moment that I think about being alone. Like, I don't have a time to think about loneliness. Like, I want to be, like, to have that time of being just alone and without um doing nothing, because I travel all day and we communicate, we talk with a lots of people, like, you're experiencing so many things. You didn't have enough time to process that. You go back to your hostel or your hotel, and then you're editing that video. So there isn't really much time to feel that loneliness, like, so far, I actually love my alone time. I actually love the time that I finish and then I go home and I'm by myself.
Yeah. I
What
think
about
for
you?
me, loneliness, I'm occupied with so much that I
Yeah.
don't have time to feel lonely.
Yeah.
Uh, and this is it. The time maybe in the evening you should be feeling lonely. I have videos to edit. And
Yeah.
so I'm greatly appreciating that time I'm alone. And then,
Yes.
because you also don't want to tell someone, let's not chat,
Yeah.
because you don't know if you'll ever meet this person again. So maybe life has just given you maybe that opportunity. So when you're alone, I have so many things to do. It's the right time to journal. And so then he asked about things like eating out. So this is what I do. If I'm in a bubbly mood and I've gone to eat out and I'm alone, start talking to people. There are people next to you. And
Yeah.
so far, I have seen it ending up in like a good way. Just talk to maybe a group, say hi. They'll be like, "Huh, what are you doing?" And then a chat comes, you enjoy your food, and you're done, and you move on. So I've
Yeah.
also had instances of doing that, and not because I was feeling lonely or alone, just like that. Also, I would say, uh, I'm open and friendly to people. When people talk to me, maybe because they've seen I'm alone, I entertain the conversation, and from there we pick it up, depending
Yeah.
on how my mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
But
course, there is online. So yeah.
yeah, and we're always online, so it's like, oh, a long time. Oh, wonderful.
What are some benefits of solo traveling versus traveling with others? Can we travel together in future? Of course. I love travel. Have you ever had a travel buddy? Like
Me?
I'd say what you did with Mikel Ponte was like a travel buddy situation.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. It was fun. It was actually my first time. I always traveled by myself. I love traveling by myself. I I love, like, I can't stress enough. I love traveling by myself. So here's the benefit. You ask about benefits and, like, non-benefits. So benefits is like, so for me, when I travel, there are so many things that I want to do. Maybe I want to go visit a museum, jump off a cliff, eat some crazy shit or something, like some insane thing. And maybe, and I can do that in my own schedule. And if I want to cancel one thing, I can do that as well. And if I wanted to do, I don't know, like, I can move with my own schedule. And if I met someone in the streets and I'm actually enjoying their conversation or their energy and I want to cancel something just to hang out with them, I can do that. But when you're traveling with other people, maybe they have a different idea of what they want to do in the day. Maybe they just wanted to chill in the hotel pool all day.
And you have a whole
You guys,
itinerary.
exactly, and you have other things that you want to do, but just because you're traveling together, you will, like, kind of be like, okay, fine, we can do this today, and then you lost a whole day of something that you were wanting to do. Imagine, I flew all the way from Ethiopia to go to Netherlands, and I'm spending the whole freaking day sitting in a pool while I could be, like, canoeing in a canal, like, you know what I mean? So traveling with other people is like, it's like, being in a relationship that is not working out. I need my space. I need to do things that I want to do. So even if I decide to travel with someone, it
It
has to be
must have
somewhere I already been. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If I travel with someone, it has to be somewhere I already been. I already been there. I know this place. I have done everything that I wanted to do. So if I go with you, you want to chill in the pool, no problem, we chill in the pool. You want to go to the
Yeah.
museum, I have no problem, we go to the museum. Like, I don't mind doing that. But if it is a place that I haven't been before, and then
Yeah.
I have to leave things out because I do so much, like, I want to see everything
As
because I
much
spend
as
so
you
much
can.
money to arrive there, I spend so much money
You
to
can't
arrive
stay in the
this
pool.
place. Yeah, and I'm not
Yeah.
coming back here. So can
And
you
you don't know
imagine?
when you're coming back.
Exactly, and you might even never come back. So to chill in the pool or to just eat in a restaurant, you can do that back
Remain in
home.
your country. Yeah, yeah.
You can do
True,
that
I
back
agree.
home.
Yeah.
The
The
only,
thing is,
like I said, like, the only travel that I enjoyed was with Michele, because that is because we are both content creators and we
yeah,
went to create content and we talked about it, like, beforehand. And I said, look, these are the things that I want to do, and he said, these are the things that I want to do. and he already been there, so he knows the cities and the places. So it was actually great for me because he was showing me places that he already knew. So, and we're both content creators, so we know perfectly, like, okay, now we have to do this, we have to film this, we have to go to these places. But if you go with someone who's on vacation, they're just trying to relax. They've been working so hard all this time, and now they don't want to be running around from one tower to some castle to some museum. And then, because I work, like when I'm traveling, I walk 18 kilometers or more a day. Like I walk all day, like
Talking
all
about
day.
that, you know how it is. It
I
gives
even
one
miss
stress that
meals.
you're used to you yourself maybe walking or figuring out things, and then now you have another person. You're not sure if you're making them walk for such a long distance, or like so many things you can think through. Oh, then they feel like, why are we even walking? Why are we even going from the first place? Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean,
Yeah.
even with Michele, like we were traveling together, right? This poor man, I starved him. Like I starved him because for me, I'm so concentrated on visiting as much as places that I can, and I'm filming. So I'm in work mode, so I'm not even thinking about anything. There was
Yeah.
a day he's like, Judith, we haven't eaten and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, this poor man, like, he's huge. He's almost like 2 meters. This guy's very big.
Yeah.
And it's a guy, and he haven't eaten since yesterday. And he's like, it's been 21 hours. We haven't had any food. Normally, I would
Oh,
have had like 3 meals by now.
God.
And then we went and we had some meal. You see, like, so, but if you're doing this with other people, you won't be able to. So yeah, that's it. I'm going on like a little too much. You go. I think you feel
I
the
would
same.
take. Would I travel with? I travel with a Ugandan YouTuber. She's called Rina TL. She's a very good friend of mine. Luckily, she's also a content creator. So actually, it began by her coming to Kenya, and I remember I also had instances of making her starve because I'm just focused on pushing her. You have to see this, you have to see that. That I forget to put food in the mix. And yeah, if you allow me to be flexible and to be myself, I'm okay traveling with you. Because that is what, okay, I don't know what that was, a whole different story. Would you consider starting a travel group? Or like, for example, you gather up people together and then you take them to a place maybe you've been to?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm planning on that. I try to do that because lots of people were asking about this to do, and I organized something in Ethiopia, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's too expensive," and I'm like, and some people actually thought it was for free, so
Yeah.
that was something. And I'm like, why do these people think I'm a millionaire? Why would I take you on a vacation for free? I don't know you. Like, why are you this crazy? Why on earth would I take you, complete strangers, for
Yeah.
free on a vacation? Like, and what type of, like, I don't know the mentality. Like, some people are crazy. So, yes, if people pay their parts, I would take you, no problem. But like I didn't even put fee like for me for organizing it. Like organizing a trip is very, very, like, it's too much. And if it is
Too
a
much.
group, you're organizing those people as well, so you have to be able to make money because you're putting your own time. But people
Yeah.
actually think that I should pay for their vacation. So in the future I
You must
will.
be so
And
good. You must be so good.
it's funny, but it's cute and funny. And I'm like,
Someone is saying they enjoy your travels, the tribe travels, the trips you did in
yes,
the tribe.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. The tribes are fantastic. It's
Answer this one. This one is a juicy one.
uh,
What are the
which
wild things you did on trips? Answer us.
wild thing. What type of wild? Let me put it a little bit more block this person who's like stressing out on her own over there.
About the whatever thing. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
arguing with herself.
One thing. Something that you felt maybe that was so much adrenaline. Are you an adrenaline junkie? Do you love like doing those crazy things that make you scared and stuff?
I don't know about if I like being scared. I don't like being scared. I
Yeah.
like things that I enjoy.
Okay.
But
People
scared.
do those things because they will enjoy in the long run. Like for example, skydiving.
I have not done skydiving yet. I am afraid of height. I say I'm afraid of height, but I climb a lots of towers and I climb a lots of mountains. But I think it's just a state of mind. I don't know. I still haven't done skydiving, but I do dive. I dive. Like I am more scared of the height than the underground. So
Underground. So you
yeah,
scuba dive?
Huh?
So
I
you
do
scuba
scuba
dive?
dive. Yes, I
That's
do
amazing.
scuba dive.
Oh, we should definitely meet in a water activity place because I really love traveling with people who will enjoy the water.
I love water activities, and
I
I
do.
actually enjoy the underwater more than I enjoy anything in this world, because the underwater is just peaceful. That there's just like the only thing that you hear underwater is your own breath. You know, like when you take your own breath and the water comes out, you just hear bloom, bloom, like the air comes out. You just, that's all you hear, like you know, like when you're sipping the air from your oxygen bag and
Yeah,
you just hear like you just hear that, and then the ocean like, and it's
yeah.
so peaceful. It's so
It's so
peaceful,
calming.
so
Yeah, yeah,
blue,
it is.
so colorful, so beautiful. And I think it's the place the most I love in this world. Like it's not cities, it's not anything. I think it's the underwater life that I love the most. I think it's
Wow.
just so beautiful and so calming.
Talking about that, I love that dive you did, and it was freezing cold somewhere recently.
Oh my god, that was not even. Okay, this is in Finland. That wasn't a dive. That was just like swimming in the lake. But you know, like how the Finnish, or you know, like these people do the sauna and then they come out of the sauna and they go into the cold water in the river. That water was so cold. My African booty was freezing. I was like, oh. Because I also came out straight out of the. I have to edit that video. It's from my Finland series. It will come out because I was still doing the Poland videos. I have so much video from Poland, so I haven't done the Finland video. But I came out of the sauna where it was like super hot, and then I jumped into this freezing cold lake. And then there is this Russian man like in the lake just sitting looking at me, and I'm just like, and he's just chilling, you know, in that freezing cold water. I'm just like, this man is just sitting there hanging out, having a great
Yeah,
time. It's not cold for him. He's
it's
like,
the
there's no
Iceman,
snow.
don't worry. Ah, someone says you have to dive the Red Sea. It's
I
beautiful.
know. Like, believe me, I'm saving up some money. My next, like, I want to dive in Egypt or in Eritrea, because especially in Egypt, the diving there is very good, and it's very like they have a good dive shops there as well. And I know it's, yeah, you're right. I need to go. So if you know someone who's there and he wants to give me some free diving classes,
All
and
right.
you want to buy me some plane tickets to go there, no problem, I take it. Your generosity is well accepted.
Tell them there are ladies who are waiting here.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
We've packed already. Our
Yeah,
bags are packed. We're
you
just
know.
waiting.
Oh,
Yeah.
and another thing, you know, like if you guys wanna, if you guys like, here's something that I would not stress enough, because before I was a bit shy about it and I don't say it, But now I'm not shy about it because I know how much money I spend to create this content. So
Mhm.
especially for people like Damaris, who's creating content in Africa, I mean, I'm also creating content, and we're making very little amount of money. So what I say is definitely support the people you see on YouTube, especially the small creators, because we don't make a lot of money, and the small amount of money that we have, we reinvest it to make other contents. So when you give a Patreon money, even if it's $1 a month or $2 a month, or when you
Yeah.
send a PayPal or a super chat, that is a very, very big help. And if you don't have that, definitely share, comment,
The, yeah.
and subscribe to the channel, because the algorithm looks at that and see like if people like the videos or something. It's very, very important. I mean, if you enjoy the video and the service that we offer you, because I know 100% I prefer to watch YouTube videos than I watch the news, because the news, there it's a big multi-million dollar business, and everything that it brings you is something to separate us. It's something to make us hate each other. It's something that is an absolute opposite of the truth, you know?
Yeah.
And but what we bring you is from our own experience, and it's real things, and it's not something that you see every day on TV. And we don't even have sponsors. We don't even have this big productions. So you are Damaris's followers, and hopefully you will be mine too. Come subscribe to my channel and definitely support her. Like, it doesn't matter if you can afford it with money. Definitely support the channel. You know, like I said, by super chat. If you can, PayPal and Patreon. If you don't have that type of money, just share the videos, like them, comment on them. It's very, very important. Like, I can't stress enough about this. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Buy me that flight ticket. I'm waiting.
Yes.
Yeah, with all jokes and all
Or
seriousness at the same.
yeah, also another thing is that if you have like some type of contact, like contacts, you know, like if you're working for some type of company or something like this, you know, like you can contact us and say, listen, like we have this product that we sell that we want you to collaborate with us, and we can cover some costs for you. That's also another way that you can support us, you know. Like I
Yeah.
have these are the ways that we can connect. So the more we grow, the more we are able to represent you, the more we are representing our country, the more we are representing a female black women travelers. Like, this is like, there is not a lot of us. We are like a rare breed. We're unicorns of the world. Like, there is
Yeah.
a very small amount of us, and your support to make us get there is very, very important. And I hope you understand, like, when you're supporting a black solo traveler, like especially African black solo traveler, it's huge, because with the lots of things we have a lots of trouble, you know, the visas, with the money,
Yeah.
with our everything, you know. I don't, every time I go somewhere, I am called into the small little room in the airports because, oh, like, where you coming from, Ethiopia? You have Ethiopian passport? Oh, wait a minute, we need to put you in this room and interrogate you a little bit. Some, you know, like, I weigh 45 kilograms. I'm tiny. You know, like, I don't look like any terrorist, but just because I have an African passport, I'm always going to that little room to be interrogated. You know what I mean?
That's so
Like,
funny. That's so
like,
funny.
you see me, like, I'm telling you, people see me on the screen and they're like, they think I'm like huge, and then they meet me like I'm a tiny little thing. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and then can you imagine, like, they take me, this tiny little person, in that room, and all of these guys like interrogating me, and I'm just looking at them like, what is going on? So
Oh, that's so
it's,
unfortunate.
yeah, it is. But the world, that's what I mean. Like, watching YouTube videos with people like us who create content is more important than watching the news, because the news, the people put fear and separate people and tell stories that are not true. So people are always on guard, So whenever they see something different that they don't know, that's it. we have to put you on this, you know, like we're on a defense, so we put you, you know.
They have to check if you're true.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. The sponsorship are coming, the support are coming. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate even you guys being present in this live stream. We've been here for a whole 2 hours 15 minutes. Be sure we really love travel conversations. And just to give you a heads up, next week you're gonna do another live stream, but on her channel. I'll share with you guys so you can join and hear us having a conversation about the difference between traveling Europe and Africa. I even gave you the topic. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can be waiting on that. Someone says, I'm seriously thinking to start like you guys blogger. What is your suggestions for a new beginner? I'm a man and I am 60 years old.
You want to go? I go.
Go first.
Well, what I would say is if you want to be a travel blogger, that's great, but do something that you love. Do something that you love, because you could choose any subject, like just choose something that you really, really enjoy. Don't just choose travel just because you think it's fun. Or don't choose cook like food because you like food. Choose something that you truly enjoy. It could be about music, it could be about making things, it could be even about cups, I don't know. Whatever that interests you, that you love, without even being your work, that's something that you really enjoy. Like for me, if I'm a blogger or not, I would still travel. I still enjoy going to places and experiencing new things. So, and I wouldn't end up without a content, because I would always find something to do within the travel. So you have to find something that you really love and then go for it, because if it's something that you really love, you will always be able to talk about it. You will always be able to make content about it. But if it is something that you don't really like and you're just doing it because people watch this type of videos, you will end up out of ideas, because it just doesn't come from the heart. It just comes because, you know, people like to watch it.
About content creation, the concept of passion really drives one, even on days where you don't get any views, even when you feel like, why should I do this? Even when you feel like you're using your money and you're not making profits, you'll still be able to keep pushing through. Yeah. So just make sure, even in travel, it has to be in the question of what do you want in that travel niche and stuff like that. Because there are people who have like specified to just travel to countries to eat, some to go experience tribal stuff, some to go. So just also define what it is for you. And I love the fact that you're 60. I know of a guy who relocated to Thailand, and his goal was to explore Thailand as his retirement place, and he started a YouTube channel and it did well and stuff like that. Then of course, start and be consistent.
Exactly. Start and be consistent. Consistency is super important. That's also another reason why a lot of YouTube channels fail before they get to being monetized, because people are not consistent. That's why it also plays in something that you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, then you're not consistent on making the videos. So find something that you're passionate about. Your niche have to be something you're passionate about and you love to do, and then be consistent, and you're a blogger.
Now that you're in the space, are you willing to give people some drama?
Habesha Traveler and Michele Ponte, are you a couple? I need some drama. No, no drama here. No drama here. Sorry, I am not a drama person. No, Michele Ponte and I are just friends. We met we met online because we're both content creators. He's a great guy. We met just to do in Poland, just to do content together, because it's good to do collaborations together, because his followers will come to me and my followers will go to him. The same thing we're doing with Damaris. Like we met in Ethiopia, but we haven't really got a chance to do things together. We haven't got a chance to collaborate together. So this is actually our first collaboration. So when you're a travel blogger or YouTuber, it's good that you collaborate with people. And with Michele, we don't have that type of relationship. We are, work partners. Yeah.
So how
But
many
he's
languages?
a great guy. Whoever is interested, I have his number. Let me know. I will contact him for you.
Someone is asking about languages. How many do you speak?
I speak 3 languages and I understand 2, but not very well. So yeah, I speak 3.
You understand 2, but you speak 3.
No, I speak 3 fluently, read and write and speak and all of that, and 2 I understand, but not like.
So 5 in total.
No, I would say 3. 3.
Okay.
I would say 3. Because I don't want to say 5, then like people start speaking to me and then I would understand, but I won't be able to reply to you. So, if I'm in Indonesia, for example, like I can buy things, I can negotiate a little bit, I can order my food or my drinks in Bahasa Indonesia, but I won't be able to hold a huge conversation. And if you speak to me in Italian, I would understand most of the things that you'd say. I would be able to reply a little bit, but I can't hold a conversation. But if you speak to me in English, I can speak to you. Amharic, I can speak to you. Spanish, I can speak to you. So 3 perfectly. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. I can speak Amharic. Amharic is my number 1 language that I can speak. Then
you speak Swahili, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I speak Swahili. I speak English. Yeah, of course, that's what I'm using. And I hear a majority. I don't know if I can call myself a Kikuyu speaker. I'm not sure, but I can speak. I don't know if I can call myself a Maasai. Those are just some of my tribes here. But yeah. So basically, let's conclude. Without any doubt, holding a deep conversation. 1, talking and helping myself maneuver through things. 4.
I have to ask one thing. Like when you travel across Africa, how many places have you been in Africa?
How many?
How many countries have you been?
11.
11. So in Africa, mostly is in Africa, right?
Yeah, all of them is Africa.
Okay, so in Africa, like when you travel, I mean, absolutely, you went to some French-speaking countries as well, right? Because or did you went only in English-speaking countries?
Rwanda speaks English. It's a combined Rwanda and Burundi. Burundi actually just speak French and Swahili, so I was glad they speak Swahili. My short visit to DRC, they also speak Swahili.
Perfect.
So I'm yet to go to a country. The first country that I went to and I can't understand their language was your country. And that's how I got to learn Amharic. Wink, wink.
But here's the thing, like I asked this question because I wanted to know like if you had any trouble on connecting with people because of the language barrier.
If I've had problems connecting with people or if I've connected with people because of language barrier.
Yeah, because for me it's I mean, English is a great language because everybody speaks English and you can get away with English anywhere in the world, So, but in Poland, for example, I don't know, but I guess I was alone in 2 cities by myself. Like I went to 5 cities, like I said. I was with the Michele 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities. No, I went to 6 cities actually in Poland. I went with the Micheles to Gdansk, Toruń, Bydgoszcz, or I can't pronounce this name, and Warsaw. 4 cities I went with him. And in the 4 cities, I didn't have any problem because he spoke he spoke the language because he's half Polish, so he spoke the language, so it was okay.
Yeah.
But and then the last day, I was trying to figure out like if I had problem with the language, but so far in every country that I went, people speak English, so it's actually a good language to learn. If you don't speak English, I highly recommend you to learn because it's a key language, especially if you're trying to travel.
Yeah, for sure. You have to learn English. I'm believing everyone who's here speaks English because they can hear this live stream. And
Yeah.
yeah, I also feel like you can't necessarily lack at least one person who can speak English.
No.
However, way somehow
Yeah.
you'll find some. Even
Exactly.
like another country that actually gets people by surprise is Tanzania, because they
Yeah.
just like majority and all the time they speak Swahili. So if you go to like villages and stuff, you might not get someone who speaks English, but still you won't you'll be able to maneuver through. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then someone says, are you willing to tell us your age? And if they feel old, I feel like everyone can travel. People are traveling who
There
are
is
saving
no
all their life to
age.
travel in their old age, who are traveling when
There
young.
is, yeah, there is no age limit to traveling. There is no such a thing. That's why also when you ask a woman about the age, we always don't even want to say, because after you tell your age, that question follows. Oh, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Why don't you do this? Like, it always follows that thing. So for me, it's irrelevant my age to anybody's personal knowledge. But if it is about travel, travel, you don't need an age to eat. So you don't need an age to travel. There is nothing to do with anything. It's the same thing. You
Yeah.
don't need an age to learn something new.
Yeah.
So you don't need
Absolutely.
an age to holiday. So think about it like that.
I think about age and saying your age, they say the reason why you should not say your age, once you say your age, now you look older. You were looking young and 20 until you say you're 21, now you look older, you
No,
know?
but for me, it's not even about looking older. Like, the older I look, the better, because I mean, I have the
Oh,
oldest
that's
years.
a good perspective.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
The older you get,
what I don't like is after I say my age comes this persona of, oh, you should be married, like you should have kids. So like, when are you planning to have kids? It's like they are going to raise your children, or if they're going to be part of this life, or if they're going to pay for the kids school, or somehow it affects them. So it's always like, when people ask about age, they always ask the women. It's never on the man as well. Even if you ask the man, he can say he's 50. You don't say like, do you have kids? It always
yeah.
comes to the woman. So for me, I am giving you so much value that my personal life shouldn't be irrelevant to yours. So
Woo!
some things,
Okay,
you know
okay.
some things should be personal. Some things, because we are online, our whole life is being given. So some things we should have for ourselves, some personal keepsake, no, so we
Yeah,
can do. Yeah.
are you going to Ukraine?
I tried, but I need a visa and I don't have a visa for Ukraine. But that was my plan. I was actually going to go to Ukraine and meet Doug. I was going to collaborate with Doug before he went to Iran. It's another YouTuber. But then Ukraine has I need a visa for Ukraine. So I didn't go to Ukraine, but it would have been like easy because I was in Krakow, which is in Poland, and one bus of like an hour or two, and then I was in Ukraine. But I needed a visa and I didn't have a visa for Ukraine because I have a Schengen visa, which allows me to travel inside Europe, but Ukraine is
No.
not. Yeah, I needed a
Absolutely.
visa for that, unfortunately.
This is a good question Doreen has asked because you talked about it on your lives, no, on your stories recently. What about Google Translate? Doesn't it work? And I told you of my funny story on how it failed me in Ethiopia.
Well, I think Google Translate works very well if you're trying to translate 3 or 4 languages that are very famous. For example, like English to French, to German to Spanish, or Italian. Like these dominated, or like more of the bigger world, or whatever, first world country language or something. I don't know. because I think they work hard on their dictionary and to put it out there. Because I was trying to translate some words in Amharic and it was giving me completely different story. I wrote in how to say like see you in the next year or something like this, and it translated it to you want to eat my kidney or something like this. So I'm like, how did see you next year became somebody's eating somebody's kidney? Like, what are you talking about, Google? So I am not even making this up. You've seen it. Like, I've posted it because I couldn't believe my eyes. I even put another separating, like, space, and I put the same thing again, and it gave me a different translation with eating something else. And I'm like, why am I eating things? I just said see you next year. Like, what are you talking about? How did we get to eating body parts? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So imagine, like, if I go there, Ukraine, and like, and I'm trying to translate this, and they're like, I what? So no, Google Translation, it didn't work. I mean, like I said, like if it is like big languages, like from English to French, or I've used it lots of times from English to Spanish, it works. It works well. Not a lot of things, because some things it's like no, doesn't say this, but kind of similar. Like the meaning is kind of similar, even though it doesn't mean exactly the same. Similar, not like kidney and tomorrow. Like what? So like this, but yeah, we just have to work hard.
Do you get a tour guide in the places you visit? Do you get a tour guide in the places you visit?
If I got money, yeah. If I got no money. Okay, here's the thing. Like in Europe, you don't need. Okay, in Europe, you don't need, because they have. This is what I mean. Like the infrastructure in Europe for traveling is really good. Why? Because there are people who are actually like educated about their city, and they register in this company, and then they give free tours. So that means they have like 2 days, like in the morning and in the afternoon, and they're called free walking tour. So you can register yourself.
Free walking tour is even in Africa,
Huh?
Free walking tour is also in Africa.
Where? We don't have it in Addis. So for me, I speak about like from.
Did you search for it? Because I didn't search it in Addis, but I used it in Zambia, and I saw it in Botswana, Tanzania. I also saw it. I also saw it in Nairobi. I didn't know about it by the time I was in Ethiopia. Otherwise, I'd have already used it.
In Ethiopia, maybe it's now, but from as far as I know,
but
we don't.
Something you've said, they're not necessarily trained. It could also be like me. I decided to register to be a free walking tour person.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you have the knowledge, I will definitely take you as well, because I mean, that's the whole thing. So this thing, you can just, register, go with these people, and then they will show you everything, explain to you about the history of the city, and which places that you should visit. And if it is a monument, they will explain to you about the monument as well. And then you give them a tip if you want. And if you don't want, you don't give them. But they give you a service from like 2 hours, showing you like the main parts of the city and explaining to you the history. I think it's okay to give them like, some tip. So that's how they make their money, and it's great. But if you have a little bit more money to have a guide that's taking you everywhere and explaining to you everything, that's also great. But with a walking tour, it's really great. In Africa, definitely use a guide, like in Ethiopia, in my country. Definitely use a guide, because if you don't know what you're looking at, there is no point. Like I'm looking at a building, it's a beautiful building, but what is it?
Then what? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I tell you something that I really loved as a tourist in Ethiopia? Maybe you might not do this because you've never considered, like, why would you couch surf in Ethiopia? Most of the couch surfers,
it's actually it's good. Couch surfing is amazing.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. You would not couch surf in Ethiopia like it's your country. So I couch surfed in Kenya and I went to like the coast. I found there is a complaint about couch surfers in Ethiopia, where people think like all of them are tourists, which makes sense because the people who registered on couch surfing is because they are also looking for tourists. They're also the people who can speak English, and they want to connect more and to practice their English. You get it? So I got the luck of everywhere I went in Ethiopia, most of my couch surfers hosts were tour guides, and that's how I was able to experience some of amazing experiences, like going to the mountains and stuff like that,
That's
without
good.
having to pay for a tour guide. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. You had a really good experience, you know? I mean, I don't blame them, okay? Like to give a free service in Ethiopia, especially like for a walking tour, for example, in a place where it's not like people don't know what it is, they would think it's free. So they will come, do the tour, and leave without giving you anything. So it doesn't work because it costs you money to this, it's a job, you know. It has to
Yeah.
be some type of something. So like I don't blame people for not doing it, or if it's not in place. And because it's a lots of work, it's you're giving so much energy and your time
So just
to,
dedicating your time to do
yeah.
it.
And you know, absolutely, like if you're a guide in Ethiopia, like you should definitely, like, you know, make money. And it's not so expensive to get a guide in Ethiopia. So I recommend you to get a guide. Like, I definitely recommend anyone to get a guide, unless like you're very educated about the places that you go and you know what is each thing.
There's a free walking tour in Addis as well, but not sure how good it is. Ah, that's fine then if it's there. That's a good thing. Yeah.
That's good. Well, I don't know about it. I have never seen it. I
But
have
now at least people
never.
have. If you guys want us to talk about hacks and tips about maneuvering through travel, that is like a whole full topic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely have a video about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then someone is love the new look, Damaris. Thank you so much. Cynthia took my voice.
Yeah. Rocking
Thank
them
you.
braids.
I'm trying. How will you know I'm not traveling? How?
Yeah, you have a hairdo. Oh my god. You know,
I
some
know.
lady.
Yeah.
I had corona one time, and I was like, when I was in the
Oh,
Netherlands, and I was super sick, and I just like I had to do a video because, you know, like unless you do 3 times a week
yeah.
minimum, if you don't post,
God.
like. And I was so sick, you have no idea. Like I wasn't feeling good. I haven't showered, nothing. Like I just woke up, put a different shirt. I'm still wearing like the pajama under and my, like, you know, my trousers. I made a video, like just sitting. I think I was talking about I think I was talking about positive or negative side of traveling, and I posted it. And
Yeah.
somebody commented under, "Oh, I like you better without makeup. I don't like you when you're like this with makeup." And I'm like, hmm?
Wow.
I'm like,
Beautiful.
first of all, thank you very much
That will
for,
raise your self-esteem.
yeah, for thinking that I have been sweating my ass off. I have not even showered. That you think I look like I have makeup on.
I thought you
Um,
have makeup.
Second of all, I'm just like, just because you don't see me in the countryside, like with mud on my face, it
I
doesn't
look like
mean when I
that.
am like not in the mud, I am not beautiful just because you think I have makeup on. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy when people say like, some people think it's a compliment when they tell you like you look better without the makeup. I'm like, it's not a compliment, you know.
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
beautiful with both, but I wish
Both.
I owned makeup. This is the makeup I own. I wish I had the time to
We are
know.
in the same WhatsApp group.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wish I had the time and the knowledge
I can't make
to
people to do
know
makeup.
to know
I
how
can't
to do it.
literally.
Especially when you're traveling, you just don't have that time to look
Yeah.
class. Oh yeah, baby, makeup. Thank you so much. I was so flattered. Who is Yodit? When you're coming to Sweden? Sweden. Oh, I was gonna come actually right after Finland, or I was gonna come to Norway, then Sweden, then to Finland. But then I didn't, because I already been to Sweden, but I haven't made any contents there. So I would definitely come back. I just don't know when. So before, so I'm planning now to rest, like we are right now. We're resting a little bit. After this
Yeah.
rest, I think I will go to 2 more countries, and then I go back home because I miss home very much.
Mhm. Then I have two more questions to answer because my screen has gone black because it's past my sleeping time.
Ah,
And okay, this is something else. I'm trying to have a routine now that I'm resting because it's something I don't normally have when I'm traveling. Like exact sleeping time, exact waking up time. I just go with the flow. But now because I'm home, I'm trying to live like a normal person. And yeah, so
don't get too used to it because when you get back to your traveling situation, you will be tired
I'm
because you
actually
have a
just trying
schedule.
to enjoy. I'm also struggling to fix it, so it's fine. Someone is asking, do you enjoy traveling Europe mostly or Africa?
I wouldn't know because Africa, I still haven't traveled in Africa because I don't have the money to travel in Africa. That's another subject that we're going to talk about when we go live in my channel. Like maybe she can put a
Yeah,
reference, but I can tell you a little bit here. Uh, Africa's expensive to travel, unfortunately. Like even we said it at the beginning of the video. Like Damaris spent about $4,000 to go to where was it?
four countries.
And
Four countries.
I spent the same amount of money to travel 12 countries in Europe. So it's
Yeah,
about cost. Yeah, it's about cost. Obviously, I definitely want to travel inside my continent because we as Africans, we travel inside our continent and we show it from our own view. That's more beautiful. But I want to travel the world, and that's what I'm doing. And what I'm doing now is going with my budget. And my budget at the moment can only afford Europe.
Europe.
So
Wow.
I could even tell you I even love to travel inside Asia because I did travel inside Asia and Asia is cheap. But at the moment you can't do Asia because of the COVID situation. It's still lots of countries are closed, it's not open. So Africa, I wouldn't know. So when I do Africa, I'll let you know. I'm sure I will enjoy it. I'm sure
Yeah,
it will be. I mean, it's my continent, it's my home, it's my everything. So
yeah. Something I would say, be sure to check out next week's live stream. We're going to be talking about these differences about Africa from my experience with Africa and her experience
yeah,
with Europe on her channel. I will definitely share that with you on my community tab. Also, I have to say before I answer the last question, which is when am I traveling next? I want to say thank you guys so much for joining this live stream. Habesha Traveler, thank you so much for being here. It has been fun. I know we can continue with this conversation for another
4 days.
three,
We
four
could talk
hours.
about it 4 days.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you so much for everyone who's been here since the beginning of
Yes,
this live
thank
stream.
you.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah. So, where am I traveling next? Right now, I'm currently resting for some time. What I'm sure about, I'm not traveling outside Kenya the whole of September, but October, I'm sure we are leaving Kenya. Whoop whoop. But I always say, don't quote me. If you see me leaving the country tomorrow, don't quote me.
I know. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to say,
yeah.
I'm going this day or I'm not going to do this because the exact thing that you say you're not going to do is what you're going to do. This happens to
Hmm.
me all the time. The thing that I say,
Yeah.
I'm never going to do this, boom, I'm doing it. So, what
What's
is
the word of the day?
Oh, word of the day could be, I don't know, what do you want to know? One
I
word,
don't know.
one word.
I don't. You normally
Because
have words of the day?
yes, because in my channel, since my channel is in English, I always
Yeah.
try to teach one Amharic
Ah,
word in my
wow.
videos. So I do word of the day and I would choose one word and translate it in Amharic and I would teach one word in Amharic. So one word that you guys would like to know, maybe I could say friendship, maybe ጓደኝነት, because we're starting some type of friendship here. Friendship
Yeah.
is ጓደኝነት. So yeah, that's it. Habesha, what is your experience in travel? Do you really like to share? My experience in travel. Well, baby, travel made me me. So that is my experience. My experience is travel made me a better person. a better person, an understanding person,
Yeah.
and a more open-minded and educated person, like more
Yeah.
than I could think of. Yeah, it made me more
It's just this one.
happiness. Oh, you want to know happiness? Desta. Desta is word of the day, I guess.
Jessica,
That's a good.
Jessica is actually my Ethiopian name.
Oh,
Just in case you
Desta,
don't know. Yeah.
happiness.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
good. That's
Okay.
good. It's a good. It's a good name.
Word of the day should be collaboration. I'm suspecting that will be a hard one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like what's collaboration. Like I thought about collaboration, but I couldn't translate it. Like
Yeah.
abro mesrat, abro mesrat, but it's too long. It's like it's a
Abromasa.
sentence. Abro mesrat, like to collaborate together is to work together. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
traveling is both challenging and exciting. I think absolutely,
We agree. Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, are you guys already subscribed to my channel? Did you come and
Yes, please. As we finish
check?
the live stream, please head over to Habesha Traveler. I'm gonna share this live stream on my community tab as well, as I have updated the description, so you can click on the link, and also you can read from the title. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's traveling as it goes by her name. And if you have more questions, stay tuned. Next week we are gonna do this bigger and better on her channel.
Yes, on
Thank you
my
so much,
channel.
Habesha Traveler. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to everyone watching. I have to go now and have a good rest. I'm so grateful. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Damaris, for having me. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.